Welcome to Seven-Sided Dice, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Carpathian adventure. I'm Tom. In a moment, we'll introduce the players. Before that, thank you for joining us. We're a group of gamers who get together in real life to play Dungeons & Dragons. Some of us are military, some are in IT, others retail managers, a few are parents, students, etc. So we do this strictly for fun. We hope you enjoy it nonetheless. A few thank yous to shout out. Thank you, Sirenscape, for the use of their audio sound effects. You may hear some of their horses and the chariot race in the background as we speak. That was www.sirenscape.com. Thank you, artist Yenu, for the terrific character art. Please patronize him at the @ Yenu. That's Jeinu Draws, DRAWS. On Instagram, or the @ JEINU on Tumblr and Twitter. Thank you, artist Soki Noir, for your art as well. Soki Noir did Virexen's and Louvier's marvelous character art, both of which you will see in a moment. Unfortunately, Louvier won't be joining us tonight. Something came up last minute. Please patronize Soki Noir on DeviantArt at DeviantArt/SILKYNOIRE. Excuse me. All one word. Silky Noir is all one word. Most importantly, we would like to thank you, our Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter followers, and our YouTube subscribers for joining us. If you have not already, please follow on Twitch and Instagram, and on Twitter, like and subscribe on YouTube. During the stream, some of us are watching Twitch. Please feel free to comment or ask questions while live. We will endeavor to answer those questions if appropriate. Brad is not here yet. We have a special announcer who's going to tell us in a moment some other information, if you will. By the way, we are streaming for the first time on Facebook tonight as well. So now, if it's working correctly, if technology is working correctly, we are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook all simultaneously.
When has that ever been the case?
Huh?
When has that ever been the case?
That it all worked?
Eventually.
That it all worked
Seamlessly
and simultaneously. I'll get back over to Ryan in a moment, or to our guest speaker in a moment.
Spoilers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like going through it like I didn't edit this already. I'm sorry, guys. My bad. Travel back 700 years. The year is roughly 1319. Hungary is at its height, and the nascent Ottomans are on the rise. While the papacy is being challenged by an anti-pope, the Templars recede into memory. Something is a bit off about the Teutonic Order, and yet they seem to be growing in power. Castles have risen throughout the lands to consolidate feudal power and deal with the Viking threat, yet Varangian mercenaries still abound. Farther afield, inside the neither Holy nor Roman nor an empire, HRE, two emperors battle for power, and France continues to duke it out with England. Interspersed among humanity's trials and tribulations, powerful dragons and vampires have some undefined rivalry. Something wicked has unleashed a new horror from the bowels of the earth, and a deceased player may have unleashed a plague as well. Welcome to the Carpathian adventure. I know it's not going to say your name, because things have changed 3 times here. However, Ryan,
All right.
aka Balder, has a synopsis of what happened in the past. The last episode is known as the lost episode.
Yes.
Because the technical quality was so horrendous that it's hidden. I think you can still find I think you can, if you have a burning desire to go to our Twitch page, you can find it on Twitch.
That's why they call it the Dark Ages.
Yes, you'll have to go to Twitch as opposed to YouTube, which means you have to create an account. What happened in the last 2 episodes?
I know the resemblance is pretty striking, but I am in fact
Yes!
not Brad.
You both have facial hair.
So, after a series of mishaps, beginning with the battle against Osman Ghazi, the party found themselves in the city of Constantinople once again. Returning to the palace with the head of Byzan's Tararu, they found themselves involved in a collection of wagers and agreed to partake in the races at the Hippodrome once more. The first race ended with a victory for the party, as Kip and Borinth were the first team across the finish line. The next race featured Jumnus and Matthias facing off against the Hippodrome's current champions, turned into a chaotic snafu as the Emperor's booth was attacked by unknown assailants. The violence spilled out onto the track as the racers fought each other and the rest of the party attempted to protect the Emperor and fight off strange monstrosities created by twisted magic. After the uncertain ending of the race, Louvier Moreau brought forth a strange device he pulled from one of the would-be assassins, essentially a medieval suicide vest, placed it within the pool at the center of the Hippodrome, and activated it. The explosion, although lessened by the water, was still incredibly violent and impressive. As the champions of the sun limped off the racetrack, the crowd cheered wildly.
Huzzah! Okay, well, thank you, Ryan. Welcome. A sparse table as Ryan shifts chairs today. Welcome back. We do have Reiner, a.k.a. Mattias, joining us via Skype. Brad, also known as Jumnus, and Brian are still en route, should be here momentarily. And Louvier, a.k.a. Wyland, can't make it tonight. It's not a.k.a. It's also, my brain is having a clog. Okay, the champions of Sun are 69 days out from Buddha. The Hippodrome is awash with excitement. You guys are still inside the Hippodrome itself. The race had just ended, if I remember correctly. The Hippodrome is awash with excitement. The crowds are roaring. They're not so much riotous as excited by the thrilling spectacle. Some people don't seem to understand that the explosion, it almost looks like it was a planned event or something like that. Unfortunately, due to your efforts, due to Louvier's and Borinth's, it was very much contained to the center of the Hippodrome. Exiting the track via a tunnel to the side of and below the Emperor's Lodge. Those who are on the track are taken to an area where, if you choose to do so, you may briefly clean up. I know what Borinth would say. Why?
Yeah, I'll clean up.
To the extent that you desire to do so. Mattias, you are in there with them, cleaning up post-races. Roll a wisdom save. Yourself and Balder. Roll a wisdom save. Mattias and Balder.
If you fail this, you age another 20 years.
No! Just keel's over.
Yeah.
Oh, I have an 11.
You have an 11.
15.
15. Both of you, while washing up, you're in this alcove area underneath the Hippodrome. Both of you have this sense, almost as if for want of a better word, a watchful shadow is hanging over the group. It's a feeling akin to something like someone staring at the back of your neck.
I do not like this feeling.
Can't help but feel like we're being watched.
Do you ever get the feeling that we're just parts of a great cosmic game?
Can I take a look around, see if
Sure.
I see, like, anyone?
You turn around inside the alcove area, you see several other workers moving people through the area, replacing some of the water, but you don't notice anyone there. Unless you have, anybody have any special abilities that I'm unaware of? Seen, unseen type things. Okay.
To see unseen type things?
Yeah.
I mean, ghost, but is it a ghost that you can see?
Well, you're not getting this sensation at the moment.
I'm not.
So, I mean,
Correct.
but do you? Curious.
Do I have something that can see unseen things? I do not believe so. They are my... if it's considered undead, they are...
No.
Okay. But that would be my favorite enemy.
No.
If that means anything at all.
Okay. The party's all cleaned up to the extent that you want to be. You're escorted up. Several individuals who clearly are just there as guides throughout the hippodrome guide you up a set of stairs that leads generally toward the Emperor's Lodge or box. As you hear it, the sound of the crowd is still deafening and roaring. Something like that, except cooler.
Is that their
Except a lot cooler. Eventually, the sound is deafening, and it's difficult to understand speech over all of the noise going on. Canistra dashes forward towards Jumnus and Mattius and hurries them toward the edge of the box. You're brought up toward the very, very front edge of the box. The crowd cheers even more loudly as you... Something like that. No, more like... You got the idea, right?
Yeah.
The crowd is going wild as they see the two of you brought up toward the edge of the box. The crowd cheers. As you both look out, Canistra darts back and brings forth Nguznachneo and Norske Giden. Both of them come forward, and the crowd just even goes more wild seeing all four of you up there. No, not like that.
Well, that was their face.
Standing in between them, Canistra raises their arms high into the air, and the crowd roars. And very quickly, the four of you are escorted off of the Emperor's Lodge, the box, and taken down into the palace area itself. Part of the palace area, if you will. You enter a T intersection. As you come through, are you guys with them?
Yeah.
You can be if you want to be.
Sure.
I'm gonna retcon something here. They got the cheers, but I didn't get the cheers. I mean, Brian and I won a race as well here. All I'm saying, like, we didn't get
that was almost 24 seconds ago in game time. Okay, so keep it all in perspective. That was in the past.
Right back in the game.
right. I mean, it was almost, maybe it was 18 seconds ago, but I could be wrong. How long was that last race?
It was a while. Yeah.
It was pretty quick. If you think.
Oh, that last race was
It might have
about
been
3 hours, I would say.
Nah, I think it might have been about 30 seconds.
It's a 500 lap.
It was
race.
6 seconds per turn. Yeah.
5 seconds per turn.
Yeah.
It was probably 30s. Entering the palace.
NASCAR.
You're brought to a T intersection. The guard pauses and looks at the party members present. He turns to you and says, good job to you too. I'm sorry you weren't recognized.
There's more pressing matters at hand.
Okay. His face is very straight, unlike mine. One direction clearly leads out of the palace to the city streets. The other direction leads into the ornate palace. Canistra comes running up to you, and he says, given the chaos, tomorrow morning we'll provide you with your prize purses. Is that all right?
Are you gonna last until tomorrow morning? Don't go touching anything.
I'll be fine.
I mean, I think that would be best, because you might drink away the prizes before tomorrow morning.
It should be fine.
Very well. Good Nakneo and Norske Giden say. He turns to you and says, it was a good race. I am a gracious victor. And drinks are on us, if you care to join us tonight at the Blatant Swooter.
Of course.
I don't believe that it was actually a very clear victory. From what I remember. The rules were to cross on a chariot, not to fly past the finish line from what I remember. Is that right?
Yeah. Those are the rules.
I think
Those
the
are the
Emperor
rules.
needed to make that decision, and the Emperor never actually
Yeah.
saw the ending of the race.
And
So
then
that
we
would mean
shall
that-
drink to it, and then
That would mean
tomorrow.
that he would not be the victor.
I think there was a draw.
I think I'm not letting this go.
You're standing at a T intersection. He says, drinks tonight. Eat the blade and spruter. And which way do you?
I haven't had my fill yet.
Well,
I think this needs to be decided right now.
you're in an alcove.
Bound with the
Gorski. Goods knock nail. And Norske Eden.
Sorry, what was your
and
name
they,
again?
Goods knock nail.
Seriously, choose easier names next time.
And I am not scared.
You, my friend, flew across the finish line, from what I remember. Was that part of the original rules? Be able to just fly or run across the finish line?
I think, if I remember correctly, the Emperor needs to make the decision, because the Emperor never saw who crossed the finish line. He was being pulled away in a bubble.
So then it's a draw?
Yes.
Draws don't settle well with me. We could finish this.
My stomach requires refilling.
But there are some other pressing matters at hand that we should discuss as well.
Right. If you feel so strongly about it.
It wasn't my magical mace that was up for wager.
Right.
Canistra has
How about we
left
settle
the
it?
group. There's the guide. He's not really a guard. A guide standing there. He almost is looking at you. Well, he is looking at you like your choice. Are you leaving the palace or are you staying?
We can always settle the victor at the bar. Challenge him to another some sort of competition.
Double or nothing.
Well,
Double or nothing.
Winner takes
Death.
all.
we'll just take a moment. Just decide where we want to stay here.
Yeah.
The guide steps back.
If we don't stay in the palace tonight, we may not get back in there tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. There's more research that I think we need to do at the library, and
Ugh, books.
well, they still owe me some information, and I think Jumnus is waiting
Hey,
on some
books,
information.
books can be good.
What about Irene?
And we're waiting. Well, she owes us. She owes us some of our spoils, I guess, which they said they'll give us in the morning. So we need to be here to collect.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave it up to you guys, but
We should find out what happened.
we should. I don't know. Are we gonna find that out in the palace, or are we gonna find that out on the streets?
Are we alone now? Or is
There's a guide standing off to the side.
Yeah.
He's not a guard. He's standing there as almost as if he's trying to wait for you to decide where you're going.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna pull Born at the side and I'll just say, do you remember I told you of Supale? He's the bard elf that I met in the trenches outside of Prusa.
Yeah.
He was a mercenary working for Kushatsma, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Kip would remember how to pronounce his name. Right? Kushatsma,
Right.
I think.
I remember you
I,
mentioning him.
Yeah, I saw him again at the Inigo? It was Inigo. And he was here. He was at the arena.
So
And, he had an associate, a woman. I described what the woman looked like. I didn't know who she was. But I saw them for a moment, only a moment. But I think they were behind this attack on. I'm going to assume the attack was on the Emperor. But they're here.
So that's 3 separate places that you've run into him.
That is correct. And
And
he
he's
was
of your kind.
Yes, but he was conscribed as a mercenary to.
You've all been known to tell lies.
No, he was bound. He was bound by contract
As a mercenary for who?
for Kushatsma.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was part of that invasion on Prusa. at the time, I can't speak for what he's doing now. That was because I tried to get him to aid us in what we were planning, and that's when he drew sword on me.
Do you think he's still out here somewhere?
I know it.
So maybe it's best we stick to the streets for a little while, see if we can draw him out.
Possibly. He's, I don't know, he's dangerous.
So are we.
Yes, indeed. Together, he bested me. I wasn't...
You're a different man now than you were then.
Yes, I was not prepared to battle one of my kind either.
Well, I'm bored, so I say we draw him out.
I thought you were bored. Guys, sorry.
We could draw him out if you feel it's strong. And I just don't like the idea that there's somebody following us around out here.
I agree.
I don't think that's...
Don't you mean someone you haven't punched?
Yeah, I haven't punched you. Oh, wait, I have.
To
I haven't
be
punched
honest,
Yeah,
I
I punched him.
because he hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
That's
punched
the reason
him.
he's uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know how we would draw them out, but it's just... I think we should, describe him and this woman that I saw. But I described the woman that I saw. I don't...
Okay.
You might...
Do we recognize... Do we know who that woman was? It wasn't Adeltine, or it was the woman from...
No, I know Adeltine.
It was the woman from...
Right, she was what, blonde? And
that we
I'm
locked
trying to
up in the
remember what her name
jail.
looked
We
like.
locked her up in the basement of the tower.
that girl.
That was
Roll
prior
an
to...
investigation check with advantage.
Me?
Yes.
She was the one with the wolf,
Oh.
right?
I wasn't there.
Oh, natural 20.
You're convinced. His description is so accurate that it says to you, yes.
This is what my elven eyes have seen.
I locked her up in a prison. We locked her up and we left her there in the tower when we captured Bizens. When we captured his head. So she definitely has a vendetta against us, for certain. So
They're working together.
and
for
she
sure.
is dangerous. From what I remember, she was at the time she had a bow that she would fire at us, and it would turn into wolves would appear. And Balder may remember, if he's not senile yet, if his memory is still with him. Do you remember the woman with the bow
I
that
may
turned
be
into a
older,
wolf?
but I can still hear just fine.
You have a lot
Thank
more
you
hair
very
on
Okay.
your ears, though.
And I do remember her.
Hey, she doesn't have the bow anymore because a companion of ours had taken the bow that was with us at the time, who has since left us. But
Damn.
she. If I'm putting all these pieces
awesome.
together,
She might have gotten a new one.
yeah, that's yeah,
That has dogs now.
yeah. I'm sorry.
This new one shoots lions out.
Yeah, lions. Yeah,
Lions, but they're only called wolves.
And
You're
the bow
lu-
is called Oh My.
in your luck, he'll shoot pixies out. He'll shoot little pixies will flare out and butterflies.
little guys.
You'll be able
Yeah.
to charm your opponents with it.
Anyway, I think I'm talking about the right person here.
Yeah.
So she's dangerous. She is dangerous. She was dangerous then, and she's going to be dangerous now, especially if
So
she has
are
help. Yes, and I have punched her too. Never mind. I was going to say I haven't punched her, but
Well,
I
they're
did
working.
punch her too.
They're working together, and I
I hit her with a hammer.
My
at
first
least.
assumption is that they were here for the Emperor, but now I almost wonder, were they here for us? If they are conscribed to Ghazi's army, I mean, it could be coincidence, but
I don't
this is
think
the
that they
second
would have
time that they've been
had an explosive device in order to take out us. I think the explosive device was meant for the Emperor.
I mean, that's one way to get rid of a bunch of us at the same time. I
Yeah.
could be coincidence, just a
I'd
thought.
have to agree with Kip. There's easier ways to take care of one emperor.
Liv
Tried it
would
once
know,
before,
but-
though. The same exact thing. Blowing up a whole
But who was
thing.
that?
What?
Two birds with one stone.
That was
That
Ghazi.
one- but that was
Business.
more. Yeah,
or
but
no, I'm
that
sorry.
was-
Yeah, that was business.
In this case,
Yeah, but again, that
7
was meant
birds.
as a show. That was meant to send a signal, a symbol too.
Either way, I mean, this is
Another symbol.
This is the third time that I've run into him now. The second time outside of the trenches.
I don't think we should ignore it.
Yeah.
However,
It's something to keep an eye out for.
what time of day is it?
It is really late afternoon at this point.
Yeah.
So the options are that we could go to the palace and do what we must do there, rest. And this, I guess, the benefits to that would be that we would be in the palace. We don't have to worry about not being able to get back into the palace the next day for whatever they owe us or whatever we need. The other option is to stay out on the streets and try to see if we can
I'm
lure
pretty
this
sure
guy
they'll let
out.
us back in tomorrow. They still got to pay us.
Yeah,
That's maybe why they won't let us in.
But
He's there to pay us.
Yeah.
They
They
I want
owe
to
us
go back.
some,
I want to
not
go back
just pay.
to the ship. I want to check up on Oda. That's what I want to do.
Okay. We could split up.
That always works out for us.
Yeah, you always split the party.
The powers that be in
How
love
many
it when we
times
so
split
let's
up.
do this.
We've done this exact
let's
same
just
Let's
thing.
take this guide with us.
Secure our entry back into the palace tonight.
Let's take this guide with us. Go back to the boat. Check up on Oda. Head back to the palace.
Okay.
Okay?
just take this man hostage.
Yes.
You're coming.
We're having a conversation right in front of him.
Well,
We're all pointing at him, looking at him.
I'm gonna say you, and I'm gonna grab him by the front of the shirt and I'm gonna pull him close. You're coming with us. Yes?
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
It's like,
Are you sure it should be intimidation?
Intimidation?
Sure.
He's already backed up like 3 steps. We're all
that's
pointing
fine,
at him
yeah.
and talking. He's like, I don't know what's going on.
Advantage. 9 plus, I think it's.
It's strength
8?
because it's intimidation.
Oh, I think it's 9 plus 8. So I think that's a 17.
He says, I'm not allowed to go. I just work here. What is it you want?
We want you to take us to the palace, like you said you were. We
I
just have to
can,
make a
right
detour.
now.
We just have to make a detour.
I'm not in charge, but
I am in charge. Come with us.
What are the exact orders you're
You're
under
taking
right
us.
to either escort you out of the palace or escort you into the palace.
Well, exactly.
great.
You're escorting us out of the palace to this place and then back into the palace.
But just going in a roundabout way.
Persuasion. Yeah.
I blacked out for like half a second. That race took a lot out of me. Where
0
are we?
total.
We are now in a corridor.
Zero?
Zero.
He's-
Yeah.
Corridor.
He
where
looks-
It's
one
one
way goes
minus
into
one.
the palace, the other way leaves the hippodrome.
He
goes
almost
back out.
Oh, we're like in a
ignores
secret
you.
tunnel?
He tries to do so politely.
Passageway.
We
A
left-
regular tunnel?
left the hippodrome.
Somebody suggested we might not be allowed back. I don't know where that came from.
Why would we not be allowed back
I
to the
don't
tunnel?
know.
I just think that.
Were we not?
We're technically
Did we do
now
something last game?
employees of
Okay.
the palace.
Are we?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
she said that we would get our spoils in the morning.
Yeah. First
Okay.
off, she
Or-
still
well,
owes
not-
us
not
money
she, but,
for, or she owes us.
The arena
I
master.
just don't necessarily trust them. But
Kanistra.
Kanistra.
And
that's
Do you
fine
necessarily
as well.
trust
Days.
anyone?
In 5 days, we get the scroll from them for 4 days.
Oh, that was actually it.
So
Oh, yeah.
we kind of can't get that scroll if we're not allowed in the palace.
Tomorrow I should get your aging, I think.
Yes.
And your de-aging. And hopefully...
With our
Okay,
luck, it'll
so
be
we'll go back to
18.
the palace.
Oops.
Yes. Oh no! I used the wrong spell.
I gave you the red one instead of the green one. Oops.
The biggest thing about not
Just
going back to
flip
the palace was whether or not we wanted to flush this guy out.
Yeah.
But obviously we're going to worry about that at a later time. So we can just swing by the boat, check on Oda, and then go to the palace.
It's a ship.
Don't you want
Shit.
to check on all your animals?
And we could go to
Check
the
on the
Boats are
ship.
The animal should be okay.
Gotcha.
and
We go back,
know
the
that.
entire ship
They're all
is
small,
massacred.
You guys are forgetting.
that's true.
You
That's
guys,
not true at all.
you guys are forgetting the most important part: free drinks at the Danish strudel.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Why?
Because
Free
They're
drinks.
buying
the Nordish guys are buying drinks.
Oh.
So I will be there.
to celebrate their victory.
Which is still under the debate because the Emperor never saw the victors. And
We'll
they
shake
flew
that
across
out.
the line. And
Yeah.
all that
If
stuff.
I had known that was, I would have ran across the line.
Yeah.
We'll deal with that.
So would
But
I.
the Emperor has to make the decision. He never saw it, so
whatever.
I think it's a draw.
I say
He
we
thinks,
challenge him at the
you know,
bar.
They're going to challenge. Yeah.
Oh,
You're
what,
cut off.
Fight for it? Sure.
However they want to play it.
No, no.
We declare we're the
Either
winners,
way,
and
he said
we
he would
see
buy
what they
drinks.
do.
Okay.
So you're coming with us, friend.
He starts to pull back against you.
Okay.
It's not really an option.
Yeah.
You
Or
drag
it's-
him.
Just go for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor, leave the poor guy here.
What
It's
happens
fine.
if we go elsewhere and then need to get back into the palace? What happens then?
I I would assume you're allowed back in.
They just
but
let us in at the front door, right?
Yes, but I was supposed to escort you to your rooms. But if you want to go out,
right.
somebody will meet you.
But there'll be
again.
somebody to escort us to our room later.
I presume so. I'm not in charge.
Come,
There's something
come
you
with
can
us.
give us to guarantee we get back in.
We're in charge.
guarantee?
I'll buy you a drink. You're coming with us.
I don't understand why there's a problem anyway.
Yeah, it's fine.
I go to the
Just
boat.
let them know we'll be back.
Right.
That sounds fair to me.
Right.
I walk into the boat.
You're literally
Yeah.
being paid right now to get a free dinner with us.
I walk out.
I walk away.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm about to like kidnap people.
Are you still holding him?
Yeah. I'm still holding him.
Born, let the man go. Let him do his job.
We're all the way down the hallway. Borth, come on!
Oh, fine. I'll let him go.
He scurries off very quickly. Okay.
Jesus.
So you exit.
Sorry.
You come down a. Okay, it's all good. You got a couple days till you have to call for him back anyway. You.
Oh, true.
That's an Easter joke?
Mhm.
Okay.
Anyway, so you go down a ramp. You come to a set of doors. The doors opens up, are already open, and you exit into the streets of Constantinople. You see in front of you. You can see off in the distance, very clearly, the Bosphorus and the docks. And you have a pretty good idea where you are. You've been meandering around these streets for a while. It's late afternoon. The sun is still up, but it's clearly starting to head downward at this point. There are streams heading out of the hippodrome, streams of people that are starting to fill bars and taverns around the area. Where are you guys heading?
The Re d'Italia is where I'm going.
Jonas, where did you stop to commission your armor?
At a smithy down the street from here.
Is it on the way?
It might be. So I'm sure it's a little bit out of the way, but I was told it would take a few days. I just commissioned it yesterday. 3 months ago.
Oh my god.
So,
I might want to get something commissioned too, so it's going to take some time. I might swing by there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I could probably direct you. I could probably bring you there. Sure.
Okay.
Right? I could probably figure out how to get back there.
Parakevis was your armorer.
That sounds
Who you ordered half plate from.
Maybe on the way back.
Sure. I mean, either. I think we have a better chance of her being there now than later. If it's on the way, would it be on the way?
You might have to meander site. I mean, it's a busy. It's not a New York City grid street system. You might have to kind of meander roundabout
Fair
way.
enough. All right. But if we want something commissioned, it's better to do it sooner rather than later because we're on a timetable, man.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you won't mind, I'd like to go there and see if they'll hook up like Koa with a little bit of armor.
So, as a collective group,
That'd be awesome.
you guys head to. You head to Parakevis?
Yes.
The collective group?
Me and Ken.
Thaddeus? Yes? No?
Go to the ship.
Okay.
Okay.
I grab him and I drag him with us.
I just
Thaddeus?
stab myself in the foot.
You might have.
I just stab myself in the foot.
What?
What?
It's not, for the last time, it's not a cane, it's a sword. Stop doing that. What are you doing?
Meanwhile, I'm over here actually using my sword
I'm
as
like
a
walking
cane.
on my hammer.
What's the roll again?
What's what?
What's I missed what.
You guys
what
are heading
exact
toward
roll
Parakevis,
asked
the
for a minute
the
ago.
armorer. I mean, there's multiple armorers in town. You can. You
we're
pass
going to
them,
the
see-
best.
No, I was just going to go to the same one that
That's
you
what we
were.
Okay.
I
So-
mean, you might have to. A recommendation. Get it to somebody else. If she's working on my stuff, it's taking 3 days to get that done. You know, I don't. That's okay. She's already got projects.
She could do both.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're gonna throw out a lot of gold for that.
What are you looking to get?
Some armor for like a
Bardy. Armor. Like
That'd be
some
awesome.
pet armor.
Not everyone is protected by their
Gotta
anger.
find armor against war horses.
Some of us need armor.
My anger creates a natural wall.
I'm also not
Yeah,
wearing
it's actually your smell.
So does your odor.
People just don't want to be near you.
If you cast
Works for me.
firebolt on board, he will literally explode.
Works for me.
So we go to this.
Okay, you meander through the narrow streets of Constantinople. You can see a little bit of what it looks like right in this. Hopefully, in this picture, you see the meandering streets, and eventually you come to and Jumnus recognizes it right away, like almost a wooden, or not almost a wooden carved a set of armor hanging up over the street, clearly indicating an armorer. And there's an open air entranceway that clearly goes into kind of a low counter, and then there's an area that can be closed off right behind it. And you hear the sounds of banging and clanking away in the back. And you go in, and somebody instantly comes up to you.
Yeah.
And it's not Parakevis, but it looks like an assistant or a salesperson or something like that. And it's a young adult, and she says, "What can I help you with?"
I'm interested in procuring some armor,
And
some
she's already
unusual armor.
looking you up and down. What kind of gear?
And I'm just gonna snap my fingers and have like Hoa pop his head over the counter.
God.
And just be like, some armor.
We normally make the armor from them after they're dead.
Yes, but this one is very much alive, and I'd like to keep it that way. With your armor to help that happen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I thought you wanted us to turn that into armor.
Yes. Keep talking like that, and you might not be able to do that.
No, it would have been very awkward.
Yes.
What type of armor?
Some kind of armor that would allow my friend here to, go into battle and be somewhat protected from battle.
That covers him without restricting his movement.
Yes.
Leather, metal.
Well, I am on somewhat of a timetable. Leather might be okay.
Metal, of course.
And
metal.
leather's lighter, so it won't weigh him down as much.
Steel.
Steel.
I feel like that would hinder some movement.
Chainmail.
What is that?
Chainmail. That's a warrior's
Guys,
do
gold.
wolf-hide armor for the
You
wolf.
could do
Gold.
Chain is
do a
also
mix,
quite
metal and
heavy.
leather.
Metal
Do a
and
little
gold
bit of
armor.
Good for armor.
metal
Not
overplating,
Gold
some
is very
leather, so he
valuable.
still has
But it
movement in the
looks
legs.
good.
I hear
Yes,
that.
but
I hear you're
it's worse.
you're not the master of the smith.
No, Parakevis.
Parakevis, yes. I hear Parakevis is very well respected around here and is actually commissioned to do some armor work for my friend already.
Yes.
Hi.
You see her
He can
just
use the
looking at
straps.
it, trying to figure it out in her head.
Wolves on
Oh,
it.
yeah,
What's your
just
time?
hold on.
What is our time? When
We have
is
several
yours
days.
due?
4
We have about
days.
five.
4 or 5 days.
4 or 5 days.
If Parakevis can come out and take a look, I would appreciate that.
Hold on, I'll be right back. She dodges back into the bag. You hear some conversation. It's difficult to decipher, and Parakevis comes forward, kind of brushing herself off. She recognizes Jumnus. I'm working on yours. What is it you have?
I have a wolf.
Ooh.
And, obviously word of mouth is the best kind of advertising. And I would like to see what you can do.
Yes.
I guess I should look that up on my phone.
Steel with spikes.
Is this, looking around, is this just armor or are there
I think
weapons
that's in the
too?
player's manual.
Like a big
This place
horn.
is just armor.
Yes.
I don't actually know if barding is in
Yeah, I
there.
don't know if party's in the player's manual. Something similar to
I
it.
know Barding was in the 3rd edition.
Bartering? you said?
Barding.
Barding.
It's
Can you
I
give him
think-
metal teeth?
I
Like
think
that?
actually,
Gold.
it
That's
is
the
here.
best
So-
idea you've ever had. Metal teeth.
Yes.
Yup. It's
157.
Gold teeth.
Infuse his entire body with metal.
prohibitive.
And golden teeth.
There you go.
It costs a lot, doesn't it? Cost times. Where you how do you figure it?
It's the regular armor. It's whatever type of armor, and then that. So you look at, like, for example, if you wanted leather armor, it's that
Times
times that.
4. Yeah.
Yes.
Learn to play Dungeons and Dragons, right here.
So your best bet actually would probably
Live
be
on
like
the
something like scale
This is
now,
how you play.
which would be 14 plus what's the wolf's dex? That's got to be what, plus 2? Plus more than that? Plus 3?
Brad, what page you on? I just
plus
looked at
2.
310 and 155. What page?
145 is regular armor, and then the cost of barding is
157.
on 157. It's just 4 times the amount of a regular of humanoid armor.
Bless
Yeah,
you.
salute, salute. So
You
yeah,
said what page? 140. What?
145 and 157. So 145 is the actual armor page. 157
No,
is
thanks.
barding.
I just didn't want to go through the
So it'd be like 200 gold for the scanner.
Yeah, and then that would get an AC of 6 as opposed to whatever it is now. Oh, then you wouldn't want. I don't know. Actually,
He's already got an AC of 17.
Yeah. I don't know. No, I mean, not normally.
I don't know if I need this anymore.
Yes,
How about
you
30?
want. Still can't increase the.
I could, but I don't want to make it overpowered.
You don't?
That's your
I mean, that's not the way. Armor
What's that mean?
No.
Overpowered.
What? No,
Your discretion.
His wolf has a 21.
He's got an AC of 17 right now, so I guess it would be like
I understand what Brad is saying in
Yeah.
terms of natural armor and combining different types of armor. You could probably, it's probably not going to be like the equivalent, but you could probably put more armor on it and increase its armor cost. It's not going to be a linear equation. In other words, if leather is studded leather is +2, it may not be +2 on that animal. Does that
Right.
make sense? It might
Yeah.
be +1.
That's honestly all I figured Barding would give me. It would be a +1 as well.
So-
I imagined.
So what is it you're looking to do? Are you still looking for something or no?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you'll allow it. Of course.
It would work like how a monk does or whatever. You get
What's the
your dex
strength
plus
of
whatever,
the
but if you
The
choose to
strength
wear
of the
armor,
animal
Dex
is
plus
armor
whiz
is
plus.
rating.
17.
But that's the thing.
Natural strength
Put a
is
monk in
17.
armor, its AC goes down.
No,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You put barding on its wolf, its AC would go down, according to the way it's written.
Yeah.
But that's not. We're not doing that on the stream, so it doesn't matter. It's up to Tom's discretion.
I would say if you were to put, because it would look cool.
I agree, and the mini
It
already
would
has
look
it on
cool.
there.
What does the mini have?
Does it?
Yeah, it
Like
does.
chains.
Chain? I can't see that far.
It almost has
I
like
can,
pauldrons, but
If
Oh,
I were
that's
in need
weird.
of some weapons, would anyone
I
want
meant
to
like
help?
real armor.
Oh, got it.
Someone to help pay for
I
it?
would say that if
Do
you
it because it's cool.
if you put were to put chainmail,
I just
on
picture
it,
like
you could probably get +1.
I don't know.
I just picture like half a helmet that sits on his face with like red eyes.
no,
on
the
it.
question's coming for
And
chain.
if you were to put,
With a spiked collar on him.
Yeah.
because chain would be cool.
Yeah, I can.
And if you were to put,
I can afford
Gems,
Uh,
but
what was the
red
first
gems just above its eyes, so that
Yeah.
that's what it looks like.
if you were to
It's
put
like the eyes are like red gems.
145.
splint, which would be like the equivalent of scale for all intents and purposes, or plate, it would give it +2. Does that make sense?
what'd you say, splint?
I want a pet
Yeah.
shark.
But plate would also reduce his stealth capabilities.
Which we probably
Yes, it
wouldn't want.
Does
Yeah,
it?
what do-
Does it have stealth capabilities? Does the dog have? Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It would just make him worse.
it would make
Yeah, he would get disadvantage.
disadvantage on
That's
stealth
true.
checks.
So
No worse
chain,
than putting a
chain would
jingly
give him
collar on.
+2. It would make him a 19 AC, I
Cowbell.
believe, right?
That would do that.
Everywhere we
It's
go.
like people hear.
I can afford
It's
chain.
like people hear tails,
that
and
wolf
that
up, he says-
sound that.
You just hear like plate
causes
mail,
death.
like that sound of plate mail, and he's like, he's just doing circles trying to get comfortable. Would you just sit down?
Where's
Making too much noise.
down here? That'll serve as
What's that?
I said we get pumpkin down.
We could do that.
I have to see if I have enough chain around. I mean, because I'm going to
you hear
have to
him?
reposition the pieces.
I heard you work
Mhm.
next.
Yes.
Very well.
He said that.
Um,
Regret that.
can you put anything down now?
I can give you half now, half later.
Sure.
Okay.
I killed him.
And
He's saying for my fussy persuasion.
Yeah.
So I give her what, 138 is what I'll give her.
okay,
So much gold. That's what happens when somebody who's unfamiliar with having gold for so long gets a couple,
Spends it.
gets some change in his pocket, spends it all.
on my
Speaking
dog.
of gold, is there
Hey,
any
you
way
know what?
any of you could help me pay
If I
for
had
a
a bow
weapon?
that summoned
I
wolves on top of
need
it,
another one.
You need to.
You need another
just
weapon.
make wolves all
I'd
I was
feed
try-
the tiger
I
to
was
my
going to try
wolf.
to get more darts or a bow.
When you flip
Well,
that around.
but I don't think we're in the position
Make
for that.
wolves.
Yeah, wait to see what happens with this race.
To
Yeah,
your tiger.
right? 'Cause you have some winnings that are going to be coming
What
your
would I
way.
have a cat?
So wait for that.
What would I have food for the
How dare you?
Plus, we're out of armor. I don't know how many weapons they have here.
Okay,
There are
so
none, I
I'll
asked.
commission that, and then
Yeah.
I guess we'll head back to the ship.
The ship.
now? Yeah,
Not the boat.
the ship.
Apparently,
It's a ship.
the ship is
There's
bigger.
a difference.
Yes, there is.
There's a difference.
It's a Royal Caribbean yacht.
It's a sailor thing. It's not that.
Okay. Right? So you're good?
Ah, you're good.
Echoa, come.
Like,
Trying to
looks at
steal
me
more
and
dogs?
I'll nod and he'll prance up.
Trying to steal another dog?
She proceeds to get the measurements. You just Lycoa let her
Yeah, so
measure.
Lycoa will look at me first, and then I'll just kind of nod over and
Georgie.
let him.
I forgot Georgie's with me.
Okay.
George, the
And-
monkey.
Oh, the monkey.
Yes.
You want to get Barney for the monkey too?
That would be amazing.
Like a little
You see like a banana sword.
Just like
cool helmet.
No, just like an oversized helmet.
Yes.
It's like a little kid's helmet that doesn't fit him right, always just falls down.
I
in front of
think
him.
I-
Was he
little
with you for the
wrap around the
chariot
tail.
race?
I think form-fitting
Hold on.
helmet would be even funnier. Like just actually
Why didn't he
battle
use him as a
monkey.
weapon?
I like the idea
No,
where he
you
just
mean
has to
like-
keep picking it up.
like little
He runs
spikes
around.
on his gloves, like little
That'd
gloves,
be awesome.
like little metal ring around his tail.
That'd be dope.
Make a fool of that monkey.
He's like picking out of your beard.
Yeah, that's the whole reason he got him. Fixing his beard.
He sits on my shoulder and just
Oh, why else would you?
picks the bugs out of it.
That monkey's
I like to imagine in the middle of a
This
fight,
is true.
the monkey like
Or did the
shoves
monkey
at
age
him.
with him?
Trust me.
None of us signed up to take care of a monkey when you die, Baldy.
I can't wait for tomorrow. I hope they can reverse this.
Balder
If you
dies
die
in the
before
monkey.
that monkey, we're probably going to eat him.
Well, were you training the
Well,
monkey?
the
to
tiger
kill
will
him?
probably
that.
eat him. The tiger will probably eat the
Well,
monkey.
we haven't killed him.
the monkey.
Too.
Ever.
It's a
In
little
8
tasty.
months.
You just
Monkey
let the
brain.
monkey free.
Monkey
8
brain.
months.
That sounds gross.
Brad, how long has it been since we've killed somebody?
Good.
That wasn't a ghoul.
Our fight.
Well, didn't you kill a
Our
tiger or
fight
something?
with Osman Ghazi was in November.
Oh my god.
I need to kill someone.
Well,
I
in real
haven't
time.
finished paying you yet.
Oh, in real time?
Oh my gosh!
A couple weeks.
He's got a knife. Well, he's a dangerous monkey.
You need to get a
Bad George.
Well, now you gotta give him a little helmet, huh?
Yeah. He has one already.
Yes. No, I don't have that.
Were we talking in game or out of game?
What?
The last
time-
game it was November. In game it was only
In
It's
game,
only
it's been
been
like a
2 weeks.
2 weeks since we fought.
It was-
the,
Well, it was a 2-week boat trip. Is that right?
I think it was a 9 or 10 day boat trip.
Got a hankering for some eyeballs.
Okay. To the boat.
I don't know about that.
to the ship.
but-
To the ship.
To the ship.
To the ship.
Very important distinction.
Returning
dog.
to the raid to Italia. You note
To the car.
You note Edeltine on the vessel. She's talking with Oda. Emilio Fa de Bruno leans over the side. He sees you coming and he's like,
I feel about the same way. Okay. We go on the boat.
Oh, now it's a boat.
It's a ship.
Shut up.
Boat is much
freaking
smaller.
mind.
it's a
I
boat.
don't
You're
care.
confusing the audience now.
Jump this
Guys, we just need to call this thing a cruise. That's it.
It's a schooner.
Oh, all right. So it was
It's a boat when he's upset.
Emilio Fada Bruno is on the ship.
Yes.
Okay.
He's up in the poop deck.
Okay, so we have to go past them to get to him anyway. Is what you're saying?
Sure.
I'm assuming like the plank is in the
Yeah, but you're in a dock, so unless there's a reason to not have the ship be accessible, he would have left it accessible.
I know. Okay.
Does that make sense? I mean, he's not.
Yeah, no.
Unless you asked him to somehow restrict.
No.
access.
No, Edeltine can be on
I mean,
there.
it's
She
just
was
a-
going to be on there no matter what. So.
Where are
Is
the
the-
animals?
That is.
Well, are you
That
on
is
the
a
ship
question.
already?
No,
We're
we're
boarding
headed
the-
there.
We're
Yeah,
boarding
we're
the
boarding
ship. We are boarding the ship right now. It's
Okay,
happening.
so you
So it's happening.
you see the docks of Constantinople in front of you. It's the sun, much like the picture, has started to set. Edeltine turns and says, "Hello again." Oda sees you. Hello. She seems somewhat confused.
Good evening to both of you.
Good evening to you too. It's Matthias, right? Says
Yes.
Edeltine.
Yes, it is. Why am I the only one speaking?
Everyone sort of stares at one another.
I don't think I met these people.
No.
So,
Yeah,
how are things in the past day? You've been on the ship. You found somebody to help Oda. What's going on?
Who are you asking?
Edeltine.
Oh, Edeltine. Good. I think her memory is slowly coming back to her.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oda looks toward her and looks toward you and nods somewhat.
Okay.
Yes, slowly.
That's good. Anything important? Anything crucial? Anything change? Anything? Do you remember?
Oda says, it'll try and help me recall some things, and I do, and my memory is coming back very slowly. Edeltine jumps in. Where, if you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to say, where are you heading from here?
That is a great question.
Headed back to the
We're
palace.
Going.
Oh, yeah.
I think it depends on if you're talking big picture, little picture.
I mean, both of you now have armor.
Immediately after this, we're going to go drinking. I think.
That's
what That's
Free
right.
drinks.
Yeah.
We were told
Going to
free
the
drinks.
Danish.
Yes, but Matthias should be careful. He got the runs at that place the last time.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Matthias' solo
Oh,
adventure.
yes, he did.
In
No,
canon, he did.
no. You still don't misremember what I told you. I tell you, there was a demonic cult that was using a fruit stand as its front.
Insight check.
So
I've read that play before.
So Adeltine, we helped you
17.
get back to with your sister here. So
They look at one another somewhat askance. Yes. And look
so
back
what
to
was your plan? But you've been reunited. I believe you owe us a debt for this, at least somewhat. What were your plans now? I mean, you're still here.
This is going to be your sister-in-law.
She looks at you. That's the second time you've said that.
No worries, I'll be younger when we get married.
Dirty old man.
We used the spell at too high, but that one ended up going back to like 13.
Longer to live.
Edeltine pauses and almost as if she's deep in thought. She says, Oda and I devised a scheme to rob Osman Ghazi's palace. We knew there would be risks. It's not uncommon knowledge that many people are being taken to Sagut. So, to gain access to the palace, we arranged it so that Oda would be intentionally captured by Varangian mercenaries north of Azov. on the Pontic Caspian steppe. Just before being captured so that her true purpose would not be discovered, she intentionally consumed a potion of a very, very powerful version of them. She looks around you, trying to see if any of you are arcane casters of any sort. And she says,
Devil.
I look more like I do now.
I have a book.
Yeah. I mean, I'm wearing robes.
Memory modification. It
I'm
would.
not familiar with that one.
I wouldn't remember.
It would or should have worn off after a period of time, and then we would have communicated, coordinated the theft, and coordinated her subsequent escape. We anticipated.
So you risked your sister's life with an untested potion.
You were betrothed.
With an untested potion that didn't wear off, and sent her to one of the most dangerous men in the world who kills everybody for some gold.
Where she became a sex slave.
The biggest question
Well,
is
I
what
think
were they
the
planning
modify
on?
memory is there at the palace anyway, so it wouldn't. It's irrelevant.
Do you have anything to fix this, Jumbus?
Still doesn't
Well,
change
Can I
the
ask?
fact that you did all this for gold.
No,
Can I ask a question? What was it that you were planning on stealing?
Fair enough.
Because clearly it wasn't just gold. Or something specific that you were going after.
They wanted to steal the palace itself.
Yeah.
It moves. You just have to take control of it.
You see Oda reach over to her. Roll a perception check.
All of us?
Sure, you're all watching.
28.
23.
19.
I perceive everything.
What you got?
12. I got a 12.
Perception?
Maggie, would you roll a 28?
28.
Who rolled the 23? Two of you, no one else, notices that Oda's touch seems to be very familiar, if you will. She says, we anticipated the hardest part would be
Sorry.
there's a cat. Excuse me. We anticipated the hardest part would be to get into the palace. Yes, something went wrong. It went very wrong. When I couldn't contact her, I realized that. So this is when I went looking for help. I was here when your exploits took place in the Hippodrome the last time. So I decided to approach you. Clearly, even my approach did not go as well as planned. As I said, I knew there would be risks. There's a very valuable treasure in the palace. And if you were going that way and were amenable to a partner,
Yeah.
I think we've done our fair share of partnering with you at this point.
We hope so many
Well,
people
here's
for
the
free.
thing. If you had just been open about this to begin with,
We did.
we could have had the treasure in our hands to begin with. We could have had it right now.
But what is this treasure?
Yeah,
'Cause
we need to know more.
I don't
need
believe you.
descriptions
I don't believe that this is just
about the treasure.
treasure.
Yeah.
What specifically is this treasure?
roll an insight check.
And to be fair, I don't think we've really helped her. It was more indirectly that we helped her. We just
Oh,
kept
wow.
telling her
One
no,
to the-
like the 5 times we saw her.
What
Yeah,
instead?
because she wasn't telling us stuff.
And
Now
then-
she's starting to tell us stuff.
And then indirectly we helped her
Should
anyway.
diamonds. Worth a lot.
Oh,
we
diamonds.
have?
That's it.
Diamonds?
I have plenty of.
Yeah, we
Diamonds
have
are
that.
very powerful.
Is there something special about these diamonds?
They are dragon diamonds.
Dragon diamonds.
That sounds interesting.
Is
is
that a
that?
thing any of us have ever heard of before? Asking the DM, would we know what these are?
You
Or
wouldn't necessarily.
Can I ask a question
Who are you saying this to?
to Adeltine?
You already are.
That was. Do those dragon diamonds belong to a certain dragon?
I'm sure they did at one time.
Is it our dragon?
I've never heard of dragon diamonds. What are dragon diamonds?
They're the diamonds, very valuable gems that come from ancient dragons.
Like
How do they come
they
from that?
come
Yeah.
out of them? Like they eat things?
Are they
and this is
excrement?
the-
Much like you shed fingernails,
So it's like they're scales almost.
but some fingernails are more valuable than others.
Yeah, mine aren't worth much. Okay.
These are
Do you
worth
shed your fingernails?
a lot of money.
I don't.
Would they also be worth something to dragons?
Oh, we don't shed them.
They don't
Dragons
Yeah,
bound
As
to,
equip them.
to the particular diamonds?
They may not be bound to them still, but I'm not sure they necessarily.
Who are they valuable to?
Everyone.
We've never heard of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They seem like gold or regular diamonds, just from a more rare source. It seems. I don't know. I don't really dabble in.
Can I roll insight to see if they're telling
Priceless
the truth
jewels.
about this?
If only we knew a
Sure.
world-renowned merchant who would who has dabbled in these things.
He'd be good.
10.
Man,
You look
Gundry could be
keenly
going crazy
at her.
right now.
Gundry
for
would be
dragon
nuts.
Yeah.
You look keenly at her, and you're just not sure. You're like, sounds plausible.
Okay.
I'm just trying to come back from death right now to get these diamonds.
Well,
I just think it's peculiar that
Yeah.
Ghazi has seemingly control over a particular dragon.
Particular
And-
dragon that needs to.
well, it would make
Be
sense
taught a
that
particular
these
lesson.
dragon diamonds come from this dragon. I don't know how they know.
Gosman's dragon is not a red. Gosman's dragon is a red dragon.
Oh, are these dragon
Yeah.
diamonds a specific color?
Yes, they're clear.
Clear.
Red dragons do not make
Is it an
dragon
invisible
diamonds.
dragon?
No.
Oh,
Is it invisible?
So I guess we could just
Never
kill the
mind.
red dragon rather than keep it and make it.
why? Why? Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
the
please.
gems on a red
Diamonds.
dragon are very valuable too. They're just not as valuable.
Okay.
Well, you know,
The dragon needs to go.
we've reunited you with your sister. I don't believe that our best interest is in.
I think they're sisters.
Oh well. Okay.
But
Yeah, I never asked her.
We have literally
Yeah.
no idea.
either way,
I thought they were sisters.
no, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's the thing. I am
What did you
a little worried about how honest you're being now, but
I've never been dishonest with you.
you've just avoided being honest
Yeah.
with us. Here's the thing. We plan on going back to Osman Ghazi's palace. Or
yeah.
dealing with Osman Ghazi one way or the other.
2022.
In 2022. That's a little soon, I think.
In 8 years, when we're all level 6, that we go to the palace.
Well, I'll be level 10.
Yeah.
Oh!
I'll be 9.
By Rexon will be 5.
Yeah.
No. So
on his third character.
he'll be back.
Yeah, she'll definitely be on the third character by then.
If I make a third character as a sorcerer,
we
I'm
will-
just saying that now.
Hopefully sooner
Baldur will be-
rather than later be dealing with Osman Ghazi again.
Baldur will be 250 with people who are keeping him alive.
what?
He'll have
Just
Georgie-
casting
Okay,
magic
sorry.
constantly to keep
Third.
me with her.
So
I just don't see what she has to offer us at
I,
this point.
she
I'll have
has
a zoo.
a great thing to offer us at this point. I'm about to say
Okay.
that. We need a powerful mage alongside of us to, one, that would just be helpful in general, but we have a scroll being delivered to us that requires extreme amounts of magic to use, much like the one you had given Oda, once we get to France, which is where we're going, to scope out some info on how to kill Osman Ghazi. We need to use the scroll to get back here. None of us, I don't think, are well-versed enough in the arcane arts to use this. So we would like Oda to come with us to teleport us back here.
I don't necessarily know how magic works, but does it need to be someone in the arcane arts? Why can't it be you?
Typically, I don't know how to use magic. I ask for things and I'm given gifts, which I can use to.
Why don't you just ask for Osman Ghazi to be dead then?
That's not how it works. It's a little bit. I am a tool, like a sword, or what?
Have you ever tried?
I've asked for him to be dead a lot. Yes,
Every night.
Every night, yeah. I am aware.
Hasn't worked yet.
Ghazi dead.
So I ask, like, I'm a sword. I ask, can I be sharp enough to do this? And Saramay goes, yes. But I can't ask. What I can do is limited in scope.
It doesn't seem like you've really unlocked your potential yet.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm going as fast as I can.
Maybe you should stop being a sword and start being like something more powerful.
I'm like a fiery sword though, like one that's on fire.
Maybe
They're really cool that floats.
Why don't you start being like a nuclear sword? Like a nuclear
I
reactor.
don't know what nuclear is. What is that?
Coming into the group.
I think the bottom line here is that if Oda comes with us, helps us with this spell conjuration so that we can travel faster, that we will get your treasure after we dispose of Osman Ghazi.
We will try.
Yeah. Or we'll
If we're
leave
still
the door
alive.
open for you
Not the primary.
to grab it yourself
Right,
if
it's
you
not.
want.
Either way, he is dying, and she can have whatever she wants after we kill him.
Yeah, just take what you want. Okay.
But I do have one question. What is the reason that you need these? There's plenty of ways to get money.
plenty of other
Why
treasure in the
risk your
palace.
life the way that you have for this specific?
Doesn't seem like she risked her life. She risked Oda's life.
We didn't think it was going to be quite this degree of risk. But thank you. I don't think you understand the amount of money that we're talking about.
I don't think you understand how powerful Ghazi is.
Perhaps I don't. And perhaps I didn't. And perhaps we don't. No doubt.
But that's what I'm asking. Is it just to say that you did it? Is there no other motivation other than that to just have these diamonds?
Roll an insight check.
14?
Why are we having jump
I think there might be something else, but it seems
Asking
pretty
questions.
genuine.
I only have a plus 12 insight.
Does that make sense?
Only.
I only have a plus one. Yeah, it does. Okay.
I have no interest in making someone rich and getting treasure for these people. I have no interest in it.
I am willing to share. We are willing to share.
As I said,
Dragons.
I'm not
Money.
interested.
Dragon
Money-
diamonds.
Money is inconsequential to me. I'm more concerned with why you need the money.
Who cares?
What if it's not about?
Who cares?
That
Doesn't
doesn't
I
really
agree,
matter.
it's probably
No,
not
I
about
just want to
money.
know.
I just think there's
I
more
just
to
wanna know.
these
Would
particular diamonds than there
would these
is.
That's what I'm
gems
trying to
have
find out.
other properties being derived from
Find
dragons?
another
I
one.
can't imagine that they wouldn't have
Maybe we can find another one.
something else about them to make them valuable.
Edeltine answers you. They probably do.
Which means you know exactly what they do.
I don't know exactly what they do.
You have an idea.
Do you know how many there are?
No, and well, even as she says it, you're utterly convinced she's right, because you can tell by her expression she doesn't know the exact number. But I know how much they're worth to the right customer.
Who is that customer in this case?
There's many.
Well, right now we need a mage. And this seems like a deal.
Yep.
We can make it.
Do we know that we need a mage? I thought Irene was going to make the spell so that we could use
a
it.
mage.
Do we need a mage?
We do.
We
Who are
could
you asking?
always benefit
The
having a
dungeon master.
In a fight, we
Do
have
we know if we can use the scroll?
1, 2, 3.
I don't
I
think
don't know yet.
because I don't think we could have used the Oda scroll. I think we had to give that back to Oda and it's going to be even stronger than that. So
We
my
don't know
money
how she's
is-
constructing it, though.
I don't know. I don't know how spells work in this world. So
Because I thought the whole point was for her to make something that we could use. But that was the whole point. That we could use.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we should find that out when we see Irene.
Yeah, we'll know more tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, we'll know more tomorrow whether we have the scroll or not, because we could talk to it.
What exactly happened the last time you faced off against Osmond Gazi?
It did
us?
go well.
No. It
He was very powerful.
I prefer not to speak
It was
of
just him?
certain aspects of what happened.
Well,
there
Mattias didn't.
There was
fight him.
like a 7
We
foot
did.
tall flesh golem,
Yes.
but other than that,
He was
and
nothing.
a dragon.
He was nothing compared to Gazi. on
15
fire.
foot.
Oh, it was taller.
You see, I thought I was living that
Yeah, remember
down.
we said it was like 3 boulders?
3
So,
bodies.
we'll stop by hungry, or we'll get a missive to your king, Mattias, and he'll give you permission. And then we can go kill Osmond Gazi. We can only hope.
Well, if the civil war isn't escalating when we get there,
Yeah, that's
perhaps.
true, yeah.
Yeah, there's that whole thing.
There's so much.
Well, for now,
That's why
let's
I'm
go get a
afraid
drink.
about it.
we know what we're doing.
Yeah. Cool.
Valentine,
we'll,
Order, you're welcome to join us at the bar.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
So to sit here on this ship.
I'd like to go. The animals below deck.
You go
I'm
down.
assuming. Yeah.
Are you asking below
Yes.
decks? Or are you looking below decks?
I'm gonna. Who else is on the ship? Is it because there was the?
Valentine, have you seen a tiger?
This is the ship that we sent the animals to, right? And there was other people here. I thought.
You guys were helping to crew it.
Right.
Maybe not you.
No, because we came from the ship with the guy with the wings,
these guys
and then
were
we came over to this. We walked over to this ship, which you guys recognized. I did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
What was his name?
The guy with the wings.
Boreas?
Who? Which guy?
Well,
The guy with the wings. I know that we went by agents.
but anyway,
Michael.
we came
We
from
see
we
so
came
many
from his
people
ship,
with wings.
and then walked over. Some of these guys recognized this ship, which is where the animals were sent to.
I don't think we were the crew there because Emilio said that he was going to continue to work in our absence. So I'm assuming he had other people.
Yes, he
Working
did.
on
He
the
did
ship.
mention that. He has a few other.
We
deckhands.
offered to help, and I'm sure we did a little bit, but we're
And
not
you
the
did.
only crew members.
Correct.
And I think Argan was back here, wasn't he? Was he back here, or was he with us?
When?
Argam is with you right now.
Oh, okay.
He's actually with you at this moment.
Got it.
Just he's very quiet.
Okay.
He has a good NPC.
Yeah.
So I just want to check on the animals.
You go down and you check, and they are not there.
They are not there.
And
I will inquire with the ship people. The
with
crew.
Yeah, they tried to drop these animals off. We said no.
with Emilio Bardabune.
Yes.
Several people came from the castle or the palace, and they picked up your giant
yes.
worm and the little pussy, and they took the two of them up to the palace.
Okay. Yes.
Or so they said.
That is
Apparently
that is okay.
intimidated by a tiger.
I'm sorry. It was a very pretty kitty cat.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Yes. No problem. I assumed. I mean, they looked very official.
Yes. No, that was to be expected.
Yes.
What animals did you end up getting again?
Tiger.
Mattias and Jumnes, when are we leaving? And where are we going? We're originally going back to Sibenek, but or Venice, where are you planning to go?
Isn't it 5 days for
We're
his
departing, I
armor
think,
now?
in 4 days. I think.
Something like that.
What's your
Four
armor?
or 5 days.
I'm trying to get it timed with his, but it's
Maybe said 4 to 5.
I think it was 4 days.
4 days.
Because I think it was 5 days yesterday.
About it's medieval time.
Yeah, so about 4 or 5 days. I think we're still discussing where we're going, but we'll let you know in the next day or two.
It's like The Witcher. Could I just sleep for 5
I
days?
do believe we'd agreed that somewhere along the line we
Come
would
back here
return
at
to
midnight.
Hungary.
All right, I'll sleep for 8 hours.
Sure. Well, we're still working on our map, right? So let's work on that, and we'll plot our course over the next day or two.
Okay, so the lot of you head off the ship. Yes? No? Maybe so?
Can we?
Yes.
The blades and
Do you think we can get a cup of ale before I keel over?
Could I have
I don't know, actually.
they taken a short rest?
Sure,
in there?
absolutely. Anytime in here you could have done so.
That's great.
As we
That's
leave,
super helpful.
tell Ada,
I'm really
That's
low.
actually a good call. I am now.
you know, I'm pretty sure, assuming you're agreeable that we'd have a deal, we just need to figure out the details by tomorrow or the next day.
Absolutely. But may Oda and I discuss it and we'll get back to you.
Sure.
Okay.
Great.
Yes.
Cool.
Oda says, I'll catch up to you.
Yeah, we'll be
That's
at,
all right.
Of course.
we'll be at the Danish Strudel or the palace. They have your face and your name. You should be able to walk right in,
Oh, okay. Very well.
I guess, right?
To the strudel.
To the Strudel. We go to the Strudel. You can come to the Strudel too.
Come on, Georgie.
Blades and sprue. I can't toss through the internet, but I toss a...
Okay.
Good
To
RP.
the Danish strudel.
Okay, you're heading toward the blades and sprudel.
The blade and strudel.
And you go into the blades and sprudel. I'm sorry? It is a typical tavern. I don't know if I need a layout of it. If we do, we have one.
We just use this.
That's all good.
It may not be necessary. If it becomes necessary with our cohorts, with our
It
configurator.
most likely will. I'm just being
I
realistic
don't
here.
know. I don't know. So,
You just gotta roll it.
you can just shift this
Just
over
click on
to
here.
there.
Right there.
Take all
And then you
those
go to
people.
add.
Oh!
Do you want to know what hit die you use?
I don't know where they are.
Oh, I just know that I.
We just filled this bar.
Well, you're going to be rolling a 10.
Under features and traits, I believe.
Features and traits.
Or not.
The monkey just jumps up on the first table and threatens everyone with his knife till they give him his gold.
You need to find a way to hide the knife
Oh,
in a
wait,
banana
but-
peel, so that way that's what he's about to eat. He stabs someone.
Class features?
He just steals money from everyone. He threatens them till they give him money.
You should actually train to pickpocket
there it is.
people.
It's under, yeah, got it.
Under
That's
what
it was.
features and traits?
Yeah, you gotta hit points. You gotta touch
Keep
hit
those,
points.
all those items on.
And then it says
Oh, there it is.
One
Except
time
for
per range
yep,
level.
you can hand her.
Yep.
Put that over in the fireplace.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
there,
And then just slide it
there
under
should
the
be a
camera.
spot for hit dice, though, specifically.
Thanks.
Wait, isn't
No,
that
you just
hit
add
dice?
it to your health and you roll it.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
plus your
well,
modifier.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I,
So it's the dice plus your
When
modifier.
we sit, I am sitting in between the Nordic guys and us to make sure
Yeah, so like mine says
nothing.
1d12
like no one
plus
dies.
your constitution
I'm going
modifier.
right up to the Nordic guys. Where's our drinks?
I killed him. So one
Plus my barbarian.
I'm going to be a
10 plus
mediator.
one.
That's going to be horrible.
Nobody,
So what do I?
Mhm.
So it's
nobody's gonna die. Why would you
what's
say
your
that?
your con modifier?
Because you have Mr. Wee One over here.
I just don't
Listen,
know.
it's gonna be friendly competition. Nobody needs
I do
to die.
1d12 plus
Yeah, so it's just horribly
my
cool.
con
right
modifier plus my barbarian level.
I know
got-
what it is. I'm just surprised.
I don't
there's
know.
not really a
Is he
spot
still with
for
us?
it.
Yeah, he's with
Yeah, it should be in here. It's really where they
He
should
tripped
put it.
and
Hit
fell
point
in a
management.
hole. He
Yeah,
never
that-
got
that-
out.
Just where it would
that
make
does
sense.
make sense.
Totally.
Well,
Sorry.
he got too
That's
drunk.
the official
He
story.
got too
How
drunk
many
and
do I get to
stumbled into the
legally for-
fire.
One per level.
One per level.
One per level.
That sounds like something Gunter would do.
You get to the tavern. The blades and sprudel.
Someone's gonna die.
Yeah. Now you see why I sat between us.
On the way there, being watchful if you're being followed or anything like that. Just trying to be mindful of it. I have danger sense.
He just you walk all the way to the bar like that.
Yeah, I am being very.
I just must have missed it.
Do you have a? What'd you do?
No, I just missed it.
Special.
Is this what the inside of the tavern sounds like?
No, this is the moose.
No.
Shalom reaches up and touches Jumnus's shoulder. Jumnus, I've traveled with you a long time. Probably more than anyone. You know that God is very important to me. And what we do and what you do is very noble. But I feel as though I'm being called in another direction. And I think that going into this tavern now is a good place to part. I'm fairly sure our paths will cross again. I hope you understand. I hope you all understand. I've heard you speak of one Chipois de Terre sometime. I believe he went to the Holy Land. He sounds like a noble individual. I think I will seek him out there. For now, this party is very strong. And as much as it pains me to leave, I hope you understand.
I do. When the powers that be call, we have to answer. I understand. I wish you safe travels. Good luck on your journey. Thank you for fighting by our side. It was an honor and a privilege. And may our paths cross again.
That means a lot to me. I wish you well.
Travel safe, my friend.
Farewell.
May God go with you.
Can we give him a big...
Yeah, do like the forearm clasp, and then like I'll bring it into a hug.
You can always call on us.
May you always walk under a blue sky, friend.
And Shalom turns and walks off into the darkness.
And ascends to heaven.
Did you guys see?
Nah.
I just like the fact that you did.
You just see Gundrick extending his hand out.
Gundrick is
I
beckoning him and like pulls him down a little at the last minute. You're coming with me.
I just blame it on my old age.
Gundrick, having,
This is what happens
having
for killing all those people in the arena.
stolen the halo.
You make your way into the tavern. It is drumming with people. It is absolutely, completely filled at this point.
We have many regrets, okay? That was one of them.
What did I miss?
It's a long story.
We'll fill you in.
Tell you after.
Yeah.
Okay, you are inside the tavern. It is much more filled than what you see. The blades and sprudel.
Would it be difficult terrain?
Would it be difficult to what?
Would it be difficult terrain? Would we move regular speed or half speed?
Oh,
Just out of curiosity.
That's a good question. It depends on, I guess, how far you were moving and where you were. Like in your immediate vicinity, normal.
Okay.
If you were like trying to run across the room, though, sure, tell it half speed. If you want to go for,
But would you have called it that?
yeah.
All right.
No, we're just playing, Tom.
Because
Never mind.
Okay.
It's a big thing. I'm just
Done is done.
I'm just trying to justify my own stupidity.
Yeah,
What am I missing? I'm missing something.
I ran a session in a bar, and it was very crowded, so I made everybody move at half speed.
So
And
I don't have a
almost regret
it
that.
took us 4 turns to
It
get
took
to
us
the
4
other
turns
end
to
of
get
the
from
ring.
one side of the bar to the next.
If you have regrets as a
I didn't
DM,
take you 4
I
turns.
know.
let's run a tally against each other.
But either way,
Some of us missed the fight entirely. Let's put it that way.
it's not my fault you weren't listening.
Entirely.
So I go to the bar and I order.
Which one?
Good snuck nail.
You snuck nail.
Greeting. Wait. Greetings.
Give me a movie,
Gotta do it in my head first. And, sorry, like, as I said, the first round is on us. Right? No escape?
Yeah, you never said the first round. You only said everything. You said
Yeah.
drinks.
Very well. The drinks are on me for you tonight. For all of you.
I'll cover the second round. It's fine.
Very well. Drinks are on us.
I don't have a drink yet.
I don't drink.
Sorry.
Somebody starts
Too
bringing over. They bring over
chocolate.
several pitchers there for you.
I'm gonna look around the bar, and I'm gonna see if I'm specifically looking for some hemp.
Roll a either, I guess, perception or investigation, whichever is better for you.
Like when we walked in, like on our way there, and when we get in there, I'm just being mindful of anyone who might be lingering around, and I'm paying attention to
12.
You don't see him.
Okay.
Keep an eye out for that guy.
I am. I
Alright.
will.
You let us know if you see anything. Don't wait. Tell us right away.
I will. It's not likely that I will see them at this point going forward. So I'll just, I will be continually looking though, so if he does come in or anything like that,
Okay.
I'll be keeping an eye out.
And the
Okay.
woman.
And the woman, yeah, naturally.
Understood.
The two are the only two that I would know to look for though.
Understood. And what? He's like, that was a good race, was it not?
Was it a good race?
Yes, it was a good
I have to
race.
say,
I mean,
that was,
according to the Colosseum's rules,
Don't believe it was
of
fairly.
no rules.
I think it would have been a better race if we weren't attacked by
Tiger demons.
lion monsters.
lions.
And regular
Yes.
lions.
By the way,
Those
Bears.
terrible things happen here.
was that you guys that conjured those lions into those like lion man beasts?
Yes, I have done so.
That was you?
I said I wish I had done so.
Say it again. What?
I said,
What are you talking about?
okay.
This guy sucks.
Was it him
I
that
still
conjured them
don't
into
know
the
what-
lion beast?
hate this thing.
I hate
It was not
Saying
a
that
Norse
flat
gate.
out.
I've never seen Norse gate conjure lion men before. Have you Norse gate?
Yeah.
Why do you do that? Just the. You like? Are
Are you talking
you?
about the DM or the?
No, him. I'm talking to him.
Because he's
It's like,
evil.
are you? Is there like a thing? Is there a reason? Were you
Every time you
hit
talk to
on
him,
the
he
head
strokes
with
a
a
cat.
shovel as a child? Like, what are you?
Maybe if I hit him again, maybe it'll fix it.
You're an
Maybe-
arcane wizard. Can
I mean, you
not
could try.
Maybe he
Get something
accidentally
about that?
It
cast
won't
himself
hurt.
as a rat.
Make yourself
Ah,
solve.
Norse gate. He's a good chap. He
I
has
can- you know
very
what?
chapped lips.
I can fix that.
It was
I
an
have-
accident in wizarding
I
school.
can fix that for you if you'd like. If you give me a second, I take a couple of these leeches and
fix it
apply
too.
them. It'll fix you right up.
I'm sure a good right hook from Bourne will fix it.
Sure you
Right.
will.
It might.
We don't call it.
Or maybe a left hook.
So
Depends on the way
what
the
was
saw is.
They're good the way they are.
so not true.
Because of the interruption, do we have a rematch scheduled for that? Are we settling our bet some other way?
Why do we do it?
Rematch.
The two
I'd
of
say
them
we
look
settle
at
it
each
here.
other. What are you talking about?
You didn't fairly win. The race.
What was the verdict?
Well, it's not
There was no verdict. There was no
I
winning.
crossed
It
the
was a draw.
finish line very clearly. Did and my partner got escape. Yes, he flew across, but he crossed the finish line too.
See, I was told.
And that's why I'm buying a drink.
I
You
was
think,
told you couldn't. You had
You
to be
would
on
be
a
buying
chariot.
me drinks if I was the loser and you were the winner.
I am buying you drinks. I'm buying
Yes.
the second round. So
Yes, but you're buying the second round, not the first round.
Well, here's the thing. I was under the impression that you had to cross the finish line on a chariot. Otherwise, I would have ran across. I had
And
ample
I
time.
did cross the
At the end
finish
of the
line.
day, gentlemen, the Emperor did not see anybody cross the finish line. The Emperor decides who wins. Therefore, nobody was determined to be a winner.
Well,
We could also
Kip
just
and
sell this as a
myself
simple
were,
game.
we were
Except us,
winners.
we were winners.
So
Like
really, we
darts.
are the only winners right here.
This
Right
is
now.
correct. You were
In which
outside
case,
of our
I'm efficient,
agreement.
but that's
Lying
not important.
This is great. This is also
And what do you say, Matthias?
Well, unfortunately, I would have to agree that there wasn't a clear winner.
I beg to differ, but yeah, we will find out. Apparently, all of that chaos afterwards somewhat delayed the awards, so we will find out tomorrow, will we not?
Why wait that long? Why
And
not just
tonight we drink.
settle it now
propose-
with a simple game?
I'm just
And
Can
saying.
I-
what simple game do you propose?
How
And what
about
is
darts?
your name?
Boulder
My name is
Parchment
Van Rex.
Shears.
Darts.
What?
So
We're
Boulder
going
Parchment
to
Shears.
settle a chariot race with darts.
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
I'm not doing
He's
darts.
good at it.
Seems like two completely separate things.
I am
They're actually-
proficient with darts.
Yeah, we don't play with darts. You lose an eye.
I'm not. No. Well, look. If we're waiting to hear the official verdict tomorrow, that's
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
I
Let's
can-
drink.
I
and-
can-
Hey, in the meantime,
Boring.
let's drink and enjoy a pleasant
can be
evening.
merry.
Yes.
You guys are boring.
Why not?
Is Georgie pounding one back?
He's got his own, yeah. He's like stealing people's cups.
Oda meanders into the bar and moves in next to Boulder and sits down. May I have a drink?
Of course. And I get her a
With a
drink.
cup away from Georgie.
I tell the monkey to get a drink. He grabs a cup.
The monkey scurries off. And what is that that little hairy beast you have there?
Hey,
We are not
that's
certain.
his, that's his betrothed.
my wife.
The
He's gonna be
hairy
marrying
beast
her.
is betrothed?
No, that's
sorry.
my monkey, Georgie.
Hey, you must be one heck of a man. I'll buy another round for you. Old man, you mount that monkey? God bless you. At least it has a tail to hold on to, right?
My lungs.
Man.
My lungs.
Too far.
Okay. Anyway, what are you guys doing?
So give Odo a drink.
Yeah.
Okay, in the night, unless you guys do anything, the rounds come round and round, and there just seems like drink after drink after drink, and before you know it, at least and Goodsnachne and Noraskigi, they're pretty sloshed at this point.
I would like to ask you some questions.
Picture like a big fat
How did
guy
you two
who
meet?
thinks he's tougher than he is, like picks up
Eh,
the monkey. Who brought this monkey into the bar? We're just like, what of it? Never mind.
No, it's fine.
Hey,
It's
all right.
It's a very nice
I was
monkey.
just asking.
It's a good monkey.
We met.
Yeah.
Never mind.
In Bornholm. Are you familiar with Bornholm?
Am I?
Roll a investigation
Who's
check
good?
with
Who's good at
disadvantage.
stealing?
Yikes.
Would you
don't
like to
think-
steal that hammer from me?
I was
4.
totally thinking about it. I was just.
You're pretty
looking
sure
at
you've
that.
never heard of
Do
it.
it, do it, do it.
You don't have to say that, but
We don't need to
that's-
wait
stealing
for a
man.
victor.
Yes, I've heard of it.
We don't need to wait for a victor.
Oh, no. Actually, no, I have not heard of that place.
Yeah, he'll be drunk
Hey,
tomorrow.
it's a
Without the hammer, he's not.
beautiful island in the middle of the Baltic.
Buy him around for winning.
Yeah, you know.
But how did you end
we'll
up
drink tomorrow.
meeting and decide to come here and do chariot races?
We're not racing again. It's just waiting for the Emperor to choose the
Yeah,
winner.
so when we find out the winner, we'll drink to celebrate that. Yeah. We'll drink 2 nights in a row, that's fine. We'll see what happens anyway.
Alright.
Okay.
I imagine, like, wrestle over it, or we'll have a little mock.
Well, we were gonna do that, and you guys were like, nah.
No, I mean, we'll see what the Emperor says. I don't
can't see how the
think-
Emperor can say that they won.
Well, according to the rules, you need to be on a chariot when you cross the finish line. Me and Mattias were both on a chariot. He flew over before us, but we both finished on a chariot. So if it's just who gets across the finish line first, then they won. If you have to be on a chariot, then we won. If the Emperor didn't really see because he was in a bubble being rolled away, and it's a draw, I don't know, we fight or something.
If the Emperor was turned into a hamster ball and rolled away, it's not
Not much we can
fault.
do about it right now.
We do another race, no audience or anything, we just break. I don't know, whatever.
There's not much we can do about it right now.
Yeah. All right.
Why don't we do a foot race
We
then?
do a mock gladiator combat or something.
Yes.
I don't know.
45 minutes.
I need to hit something.
Okay.
If anything hits you, it wouldn't end up well. So I think we need to keep you out of that.
A gust of wind will blow you over right
You need
now.
to,
I am not weak.
you gotta
I
lean.
just look old.
You gotta lean into your elbow.
You don't just look
blasting.
old, you are old.
According to the rules, I am not affected in any way by age.
Except
What are
your
you talking about?
eyes.
Rules?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just heard things.
What are these rules?
The rules of the universe?
The
How do
rules
you
of
know
the
that?
universe.
All right, so we're drinking.
I drink and
42! There are 42 of them, I can tell you that much.
Are we going back to the palace? Because we
God.
should check the library. See if our stuff's down at the library.
Sure, yeah. Well, we got what, 3-4 days?
Oh, yeah, I guess
4
so.
days? We got time. I don't know where that. I drink and go to bed.
Yep.
Something else happens.
Being my completely sober self, when we get to the palace, I will go into the library and start researching dragon diamonds.
Okay, so is that what you did? You went to bed? You went back to the palace? and
No,
went to bed?
I mean, as things happen, if things are happening in the middle of the night, but right now I'm hanging out with everybody and I'm just drinking, doing nothing in particular. I do want to say, actually, I want to talk to Virexin.
Yes.
And I want to say a couple drinks in now. Virexin. I know you just kind of showed up and you've been following us. It's kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. But when we fought the ghosts at the pillar, you did good, kid. That's all I need to say.
Did you also see me fight the lion?
I was a little bit busy,
You did do so good when you saw
I
the
heard the story,
I don't remember you doing
and that's
so.
also good.
Hmm.
So look, I mean, you're okay, kid. Yeah, you're alright. I just want to let you know. I recognize you. Okay.
Do you think the rest of the party does as well?
I'm sure they do. They don't really. Well.
Is this going on at, like, the table?
Yeah. This is I'm not being quiet, and I'm like in the middle of everything, just kind of like huddled the big Virexin like this.
Because, like, right now, I recognize both of you.
Me?
Well, no. Both Virexins that I see right
Yeah,
now.
there's
Wait,
left
what
Virexin.
are we doing?
Right,
Right
Virexin.
Virexin.
Again?
Pretty sure I
Combined.
killed those lions for you or something.
I'm confused.
I mean, to be fair, the
Yeah, set myself up in the corner.
Maybe
You
after
won't remember
Osmond
this.
Ghazi, you can
What
You
do
help
you,
me
do
with
you
something.
He's like
recognize
every
it,
time-
gentlemen?
Every time I
That's
yeah. Every time I drink, I just feel like messing with this thing.
Sure.
Probably not the
I mean,
best.
if you fight Osmond Ghazi with us, stand by our side. We'll be in debt. We'll be in your debt.
Can I get that in writing?
I got it right. Can I get like a bar napkin? Is that a thing? In the medieval
Edge it
times?
into the table and we'll just break it off.
I don't need to. We don't need to write anything down. We'll talk about it. You tell me what you want, and we'll see what we can do. I can't even guarantee I'll be alive after that. So, this is the worst evil that the world has ever seen.
Maybe not worse, but very close to it based off your descriptions.
You've seen something worse.
I've seen worse.
What?
What can be worse than what we've seen in
How could
Gaza?
you possibly know?
It's the thing I need help
How
with.
could you possibly know?
What is
I
that?
told him about it.
He wasn't there.
No.
He
I'm
didn't
going
see a mound of bodies turn into a 15-foot monster.
I'm going
I
off your
remember that's
descriptions
where I
right now.
met my
I do not
friend
have the
Ricky.
personal experience, but only off
He's a
descriptions.
very good friend.
What is it
Makes
that
me
you've
all
seen?
warm and fuzzy inside.
It's just a monster in a cage. I had a dream. I believe it was sent to me by my goddess. I believe that monster will escape and it will be carnage everywhere.
So there's a monster in a cage in his dreams.
Your goddess.
And it's worse than Ghazi.
Do you worship the same goddess that Jonas worships?
You worship the sun, I worship the moon.
The moon is only shining because of the sun, so...
Yeah, show him, Jonas. Show him.
I'm just saying. My goddess is better than yours, is what I'm saying. It's fine.
I will not attack you out of respect and because I believe that you are drunk.
You won't what?
Unimportant.
What did you just say? You want to attack?
I think that was a dig on you, Jonas.
I will... Go ahead.
Do it.
See what happens.
You are drunk and not your wisest.
I get the feeling I should leave.
I'm pretty damn wise, dude.
I think he's pushing your buttons, Jonas.
This one worked out pretty good.
Honestly, as a player, you will kill me in 2 rounds.
Yeah, I'd murder the crap out of you. I still got some high-level spells. I better watch it.
Kid needs to learn a little manners, I think.
It's like
Did I fucking drink when I first showed up too?
Yes.
I did. I
Yes.
totally
You killed me with a one spell.
It actually kind of makes
That's right.
sense.
You
Instead
can do
of
it
being
again,
something
maybe.
weird like you eat
I
it,
don't know.
and
What do
it
you
turns
got?
30.
I already said. Look, the moon gets the light from the sun.
Alright. And
That's
it. Right.
Look.
And the moon.
Yeah, it's like that. There's a ceiling there, so I can't.
The moon. Yeah.
It's out there somewhere.
I got you. Okay.
The barmaid is coming around the table, bringing more and more drinks, constantly refilling. Goodsnachneo is laying out some cash. Just seems to be oblivious to it.
What would a couple rounds cost me?
Half a gold.
5,000 gold.
I'll pay 2 gold.
Very well. She's very, very happy that you did so.
Me too.
Cool. And what are you guys doing?
I will walk across the bar to this fine lady.
It's
that I
a
see.
bartender. She's like, can I help you? She has 2 huge mugs. You're very handsome.
Oh, well, thank you. You're very, very exquisite.
Thank you. I have to get these to a table.
All right. Where's my
Hey,
drinks?
Kip.
Where's
Hey,
my
Kip.
I ordered drinks.
Look at Balder. He's got 0 game.
Like 78. Only 80.
You see that?
Yeah.
Look, she didn't even put the drinks down.
Back in my day, that's all it
I
took.
really want that card to say that you feel miserably.
Well, I'm 80 with a charisma of 3.
They score 3?
The night,
Yeah.
unless
Yeah.
you do anything, the night passes pretty uneventfully. Lots of drinks go around. You don't notice anybody else come in, unless you're doing anything else. Okay, where are you guys sleeping? Here? Are you sleeping elsewhere? Are you
We're
going
gonna head back to the
I
palace.
want to go back to the palace.
Okay, you stumble through the Constantinople streets.
What do you do with a drunken sailor?
Throw him overboard.
Norske, Gieden, and Goodsnachne. We will see you tomorrow.
Yes, and make sure you bring our prize with you.
And good night, I think.
Good night. What'd you say? Good night what?
I think.
Huh?
He said good night, I think.
Good night, I think. Oh, okay. Okay. So you're stumbling through the streets of Constantinople, and you eventually make your way up toward the palace itself. I'm sorry? There at the palace, you make your way inside. or you make your way toward the gate. They do recognize you, believe it or not, and they're like, "Are you staying here for the night?"
Yeah, we have room. We have room.
Yes, of course. We just wanted to make sure. We left here before very quickly.
Yeah, we had places to go.
We talked to one of the guards about
People
letting
to
us
see.
back
Did I
in
say
after
that
we
right?
left.
Yeah, he disappeared.
Places to go.
He
people to
disappeared?
see?
Well, I
Something
mean,
like
Things
like
to do.
into the
Yes, I did say that right.
into the.
They owe me information at the library.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to give them more information to look up.
Yes. You gotta give. You can only get what you give.
You need your bed.
I am a fortunate.
Who here is sober?
Has anybody
wolf.
done that?
Your wolf, great.
No,
As
no,
the only
not-
sober
not
person
his
who goes to
wolf.
the library and
Wolf is
researching
probably
dragon
sober,
diamonds.
right? You're sober.
Okay, you head to
I
the
am
library.
never
It
seen
is. Have you been in the library
You're not
yet?
drinking
I don't
while
think
you're
so.
drunk.
You walk in.
Yeah, you
You're
were.
escorted
You weren't
to
here
it.
that week.
To the library?
It is huge beyond your imagination. It is like nothing.
So that's why you're all spamming the Library of Alexandria.
I've ever
In the Discord.
seen
I gotta
before.
go market.
As you make your way through it, you wander around and you
12
realize
times something happens.
this
I think I
is
get it upgraded.
less.
The last one was 6. This
You
is
knew
7.
the medieval
Looks like
equivalent.
the more you do it, coming back.
This is what it looks like. Unless you knew the medieval equivalent of the Dewey Decimal System. And even then, you would probably be lost. You need help to find your way around.
Is there anyone around?
It is, there are people, but it's very sparse. It's by now, it's late at night. And somebody comes up to you. May I help you?
Hello, does anyone work here?
Yes. I'm looking for books on dragons, specifically their diamonds.
Oh, well, you got this covered.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
So,
So
you guys,
were-
he's alone
Yeah.
at this
Oh.
point,
Oh,
I
right.
assume, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're off, and he goes, can you be slightly more specific?
They're called dragon diamonds. It's almost like they're shedding. They vary in color depending on the dragon that produced them.
Are you staying here in the palace?
Yes, I am.
Can you come back tomorrow? We'll see what we can find.
Okay.
And what's your name?
Vyrexum.
Very well. We'll see what we can find.
And what is your name?
My name is Elbe.
What's your employee ID number?
Social
Who's
security
your
number.
supervisor?
662.
What's his name?
Elbe.
Elbe?
24601.
Okay.
It's Spanish for the bay.
Okay. So you guys you're escorted, guided, not guarded, to the areas where you were sleeping before. And you can stay the night. Oda accompanied you.
You dog.
But we said he had no trust him. I don't trust him.
He's the only one married between our betrothed.
I'm married, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
More of a
worse ways to
polyamorous
go.
relationship.
Yeah, right? That is true.
It's more of a out of necessity.
Hey, Balder, don't break a hip.
Just give you a thumbs up.
I don't know if he heard you.
Hey, Balder, don't break.
Enough with this.
Hey,
When is your
Yoda,
friend
make sure
healing
he
me?
He got turned really old. It's a magic spell.
When is your friend supposed to heal me?
Maybe he's like 80 years old right now.
I don't know if I'll live that long.
Does anyone do anything else before you head off to sleep?
Yes, I play with my potion kit.
Okay. And what I saw you creating something in the bar.
I try to show off for Oda. Well, I was just rolling it.
Oh, okay. You show off for Oda. Roll no, never mind. It's impressive enough.
Blows up in his face.
That's supposed to happen.
Yes.
She rolls
The entire side of the palace.
No.
Anyway,
It does
so what
create
else
lots
is
of smoke while I do
Time for
it.
sleep.
she seems sufficiently impressed. She goes, perhaps I can teach you some other magic spells.
That would be
I
really
need
cool.
sleep, though, seriously.
I would be happy to learn.
do you want to learn now?
Sure.
And it fades to black.
All right.
Okay.
I'm here. Ouch!
God, my head.
He wasn't kidding.
Okay.
For the first 2 hours of sleep, I'm gonna stay awake just on guard. A little bit.
Okay, fair enough. Are you concerned about something? A DM asking.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I'm gonna sleep my required 4 hours.
Understood.
And during my 4 hours of sleep, I'm gonna have like co-op, and then I'm gonna let like co-op sleep for the remaining 4 hours.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm going to pray to my
guys are
goddess, and I'm
you guys
going
are
to sleep
getting
for
up
my
that early?
required 4 hours.
Okay.
I thought we sleep for like
And then
15
for
hours.
the remainder of the time,
You're old. You have to wake up at like 3 o'clock.
I'm just
in the morning
gonna
now.
pray afterwards.
Gotta catch the AM
Well,
news.
Before I go to
I
bed,
can't miss the morning
I'm
news.
going to cast Sending and message Simonita.
Okay, what do you say?
I'm going to say, Simonita, it's me, Gemnis. I know you didn't want me to come save you. Where are you? Are you okay? How are things going? What? And then it cuts out.
Okay. You continue to pray to
I
your God.
thought you were going to finish
Roll
with
percentile die.
Percentile?
Bye.
Yes, please.
This is my last level 3
24.
Okay.
Learn to control your rolls.
Wait, am I hearing this right? His job
Level
is
1, he's inexperienced.
sending to
He's not level 1. He's
Simonita.
5.
Yeah, I'm
Already?
drunk
I
texting
didn't miss a
him.
session. Have you only been with us for like 3 sessions?
Yeah. Jesus.
Wait, what did he do?
He's
No,
level
no.
5.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, it only took us a year and a half.
it's okay.
I'm 1,000% okay.
He's having to deal with more
He had his
experienced
character.
enemies.
He had his character murdered in front of
Yes.
his eyes. I think him being level 5 is a good payment.
Yeah.
That was a fun session.
Man.
It really was.
Odd
It was
character
really
creation.
fun.
Just killed him.
Yeah.
What if he does that to us?
In your sleep.
I'm actually,
At this age, I don't think I can stop him.
I'm here to avenge the death of my brother. Die!
That was actually going to be my name.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that your secret backstory that you're related? I heard the champions of the sun killed him.
Evil twin brother.
I don't think he'd be the evil one. He'd be the
I
good
hope
twin.
not.
You're the good twin.
The vengeful twin brother.
I feel like if the new one is the evil one,
What the hell?
Yikes.
Yeah.
If the new one's the evil one, then he's already in prison for his whole life. He's already been caught.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In your hearts.
he was taking care of
No, he's the evil one because he doesn't get caught.
Oh.
Neither did Gundrick, because we saved him from it.
Oh, he got ultimately caught. You can't get more caught than what Gundrick got.
As Kip, to the extent that he does not sleep but rest, drifts off. That's what happens.
And a 24 percentile.
Yes,
Okay.
you did. Thank you. You feel comfortable, but nothing unusual. Anything, and that's not out of the ordinary.
I made a gift for Oda. It's a leaf that turns your hair red.
Why? Nice. It's hot.
It's great to know our expensive potion materials are going to work.
Potion?
I gotta practice face like this.
Somebody stop that guitar player. I'm trying to go to sleep.
It's a
It's just outside of it's in the hallway.
You just hear.
It's a black-
Shut up!
Actually,
I'm
it's
sorry,
funny.
you ordered the deluxe package, and it comes with your own private.
It's actually
sorry.
funny. It's actually funny how well the rolls worked out for that one. It's a black leaf covered in berries that has to be applied topically in the loop, but it turns your hair red.
Nice.
It went perfect. All the rolls just made sense.
You should use it on yourself with all that graying hair you got.
I just have
doesn't
fire
grow
red hair
hair.
tomorrow.
Your beard.
My beard's just red again.
Yeah.
Just I needed a change. I wanted to feel young again.
I will do that if we can't get my age reversed. And it'll look like that like awkward like dyed hair where it's like clearly you dyed it.
Yeah.
You're having a really late midlife crisis.
She dyes her hair red.
It's like completely unnatural red color.
Questions, comments, obscene remarks?
No, I just
It's like Brad's shirt red.
sit up and look around and
Does something?
I don't see anything. Let's just start. Yeah. So I'll sit there for a little bit. I'll pull Koa into the
it's a good
to the edge of the bed.
Not that red.
Try to go back to sleep.
Okay. A short while later, it's not right away, but it takes a little while. Eventually, you hear a reply. Chumnus, we couldn't cross the mountains. So we made our way to the coast. We found a refugee ship that is heading to Vloa, suburbia. If the... And it cuts off.
Ooh.
What was that?
We got the important parts.
She didn't plan that out right.
I don't think she knew that.
Oh.
Should have wrote that down.
Where was it?
How many words was
Valor? Is that what you said?
It was 25.
I don't know how many words it was, but I didn't hear as a player.
Vloa.
Vlore.
Yeah, Vlore.
But there's some accents. We've been there.
Yes, you have. Yes.
Okay. I think we have. I
DM player. Yes, you have.
I recognize the name. I, as a player, recognize the name.
Wait, Floret?
Sure. That. Yes. Where is that? Where? What?
In Albania, I think.
What happened there?
That's where we got that's there was that prince who got for some reason I want to say his tongue got cut out and we were supposed to, or no, he was blinded.
Yeah, we cut out his eyeball.
Oh, is that where Stefan Dekansky is?
And we had to deliver him to the palace in Constantinople.
That's Stefan Dekansky.
Right? Yes.
That was where that's where we met him? Where he tried to get us to rob all of those people?
Yes.
Unsuccessfully?
Oh, at like the mask party or something?
You went there.
Yeah, that was the mask party.
I'm just trying to remember as a player.
Okay. Yeah, you guys were there in 1317. That was 2 years ago.
Wow. How come I'm taking little zings?
1317.
Okay.
So like 5 years ago, real time.
Okay, so I will with my last possible slot
forever. When we were here.
I will sending again. And then I'm out of high level slots for the night. I will say
whatever that is. This is where I met them.
I'll say okay. Are you safe? Sorry, I just noticed that you get this. Are you safe? Do you want us to come there, or will you come here? Where do you want to meet? That's it.
A few minutes pass, and you get the following message in your head. Jumnus, if we can get off the vessel elsewhere, we will. Believe me, we will try. I would rather not set foot in Serbia again. The message ends.
Okay. Did she say, I'm sorry, before she said she was heading to Vlore?
Yes.
Vlore. Not that she was there, she was heading there. And she'd rather, so she just said now she'd rather not be.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. So she's heading there now. Doesn't want to stop there. Cool. I don't want to stop there either. Excellent. Well, that's all my messages for the day, so I will go to bed.
you head off to sleep. For the rest of the party, the night passes relatively uneventfully, unless you do anything. The next morning,
I run through the castle naked.
well, maybe
Just because.
you might be a little bit sore.
Potion making is such hard work.
It's not.
Takes
quite
me an
what I
extra
meant,
minute.
but
Takes me an extra minute to
could have
get
been
out of
that too. You know? Oda wakes up next to you.
Either way, there was chemistry.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
Internet broken.
Monkey crawls up on your chest.
Wakes me up.
Puts his knife to your beard.
Cigarette in your mouth.
Okay. There's food brought in. There's lots of
Brought in where?
brought into the center. You're in a kind of a separate area with not quite like Sagut, but even more ornate and over the top, where Sagut was very white and intricately carved marble. This is all gold and filigreed and over the top in terms of color, but there are separate rooms off of a centered common area where there is a huge table covered with food in the morning. And this entire area, you suspect, of the palace is kind of focused on and available for guests, if you will. So you're in a private area with its own common area. Kind of like a suite, if you will. Let's imagine a hotel suite, but not with a common area in one bedroom, but a common area and multiple bedrooms around it.
Makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Cool. Okay, so you wake up. What are you doing? The fire is still brewing away. You eat breakfast in the morning. The painful music begins again. The guy out in the outside hallway.
This guy.
Starts playing. Playing
I killed him last night.
playing the lyre, much to Boren's chagrin.
He's like one of those weird guys. He doesn't even go to bed. He just stands there and waits to play again.
We're just all eating breakfast and we hear.
Tom, as I'm
Hey,
getting
guys.
ready in the morning, I imagine in my room, is there like a bathroom area with a mirror and all
Yes.
that type of stuff?
Yep.
So yeah, so I'm just gonna look at my reflection in the mirror, and I'm gonna take my hand and run it along my chest and just kind of act that out myself, just for a moment.
Roll a perception check. I guess perception.
That'd be 19.
The whole experience is kind of disturbing on one level. And I'm sure you're probably torn, whatever you make of it, but it's just painful.
Just to get the feeling of what it feels like.
Same time as it's sorrowful.
That's what?
Sorrowful.
Yep.
And I mean, this is something you cared about or care about. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. We're still an easy way. I'm not trying to
You're
make
fine.
it so trivial. Okay. What are you?
I will bring Oda breakfast in bed.
She gratefully accepts it.
Just laughs.
Take note.
Burn.
Take note from. I learned this from Boulder.
I learned this 25 years from now.
I will eat breakfast and head to the library.
Okay.
When you're 86, dude.
Before you head to the library. Okay. Is anyone else doing anything else in the room?
In
your common area? Private.
At some point today, we need to meet up with
You
the
all
Danes
you
and
all
we
had
need
a full help me out here, rules man.
Continental breakfast.
No.
Full rest.
Full rest, thank
full
you.
rest.
We regain
Uh,
all our
brain
hit points and
yes.
half of our hit dice and all of your spells
Ba-dum-bum.
and features.
There you
Half
go.
your
Thank you
hit
very
dice.
much. Thank you.
What?
Did you say half your hit dice?
You get half your hit dice back, yeah.
Oh,
Half of your total. So, like...
Up or down?
rounded down.
Okay.
I think. Did you spend hit dice?
Yeah. I had 9 hit points left when we took that short rest.
Yes, you did. You desperately needed to do so.
So whatever hit points you had used up, you regain half of your total. So.
Okay. So, before you head off, someone comes into the room. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just a guide.
Is this the same guy?
Sure.
Don't hurt me.
Okay. What is your name?
Don't hurt me.
What is my name? My name is Angel.
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 Good morning, Angel.
He walks in. Not you again.
Don't kill me.
Don't worry.
Where's that big man?
He's hunting down whoever's playing this music.
Don't kill
In the
him.
distance, you just hear, no,
I paid them to never stop.
Don't kill him
here.
either.
You seem to hear it no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a
Clearly,
cursed
there are
place on the
passages
palace to
into
drive
the
people
walls.
insane.
It's
There are
a very
little
common
tubes throughout the
technique,
palace to
actually.
send the music everywhere.
Oh, so he's just been one smoke. Gotta find him.
It's fancy.
It's very, yeah.
Well, anyway, about our winnings.
What's up, Angel?
It has nothing to do with me, but I'm here to escort you to your meeting this morning.
So it has everything to do with you. Lead the way.
Oh, okay. But I meant your winnings. I have nothing to do with your winnings.
Angel, I'm going to give him a gold, and I'm going to say thank you for your
Oh, I
services.
can't take it. No, thank you. But thank you, though.
Angel, do I need to send the barbarian after you?
Thank you for the gold.
What's going on? What's everybody? What's everybody doing?
Listen, let's not stick
Hey,
the
He forced him to
barbarian
take a tip.
on
That's what
Did
just
you
happened.
any luck finding that musician?
Come walking
Or-
to deliver news about mysterious meetings.
All night long.
Yes, and
We
Mr. Matthews
found out that
did.
there's that he's in a room with tubes throughout the palace.
Yeah, that's
how
how
the
it seems
music's
like it
everywhere.
happens
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's bad manners,
Tubes
besides
sending
which
us
we might need
sounds
to save the
everywhere.
barbarian for
So
another
he's somewhere in the
instance
heart
later.
of the palace.
Our guide is back. His name is Angel, and he's going to take us to where's he taking us?
The meeting.
To the meeting.
Yes, to an office.
And I gave him a gold to thank him for our services.
For our
'Cause
services?
He's terrified of you.
For his service.
You thanked him for our services?
No, you
his
thanked
services.
him for his.
What has he done for us?
He's our guide. Through the
He has made
palace.
it difficult and complicated to explain how we leave the palace and come back.
I was worried about where you were, and I said you were hunting down a musician.
He deserves. I mean, to be fair, he deserves payment just for dealing with you.
So he wouldn't take the gold, so I threatened to sick you on it, and he took the gold.
Leave Guznachtneo and go Norski Linov, though. Shalom is not there.
No,
Why are we threatening people
Okay.
with the barbarian again?
Because it's effective.
Okay, leave them.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that. Okay.
It has ever not worked.
They're not there to address their winnings.
Not not yet. Anyway, you haven't gotten there yet.
Get back.
Okay, you are escorted to
Nope, this is good. We're going.
unless you object, you're escorted to a guarded office. The Emperor Advisor Theodore Medikites, the Empress Irene de Montferrat, who happens to be accompanied by her sniveling child Demetrios, the Palace Librarian Theodorus Herticanus, and the Dome of the Hippodrome Canistra meet you in the room. Theodore meets you just inside the door and immediately begins small talk. It's trivial, of no importance, of any particular meeting, of any meaning rather. And he escorts you over to a large table and allows you to sit at a chair. That's a weird one. He escorts you over to a large table and permits you to sit at a chair. Sitting at the table already is Irene de Montferrat. Canistra is standing nearby. Neither look like they've had a restful night. Looking a little worse for wear. Demetrios sits idly nearby in a corner. Several guards stand stoically around the room. In Adventurer's Camp, Theodore Medikite says,
Companions did as well.
Irene de Montferrat is sitting at the table already.
I will acknowledge her.
That's Oda.
Oh, that's Oda. I'm sorry.
My lady.
Well,
You guys next to each other.
I also bow
And
as a sign of respect.
Yeah, right there.
She returns it in a very dignified manner. So how was your evening? Says Theodore. And you can tell he is clearly exhausted. Who is...
The target. Yeah. Oh, right.
Traveled with him for so long, we forgot.
There's so many people.
So many people.
Look at them all. Our evening was okay. Yeah.
It was eventful.
Very well. Well, we're glad that you were able to come in this morning.
My lady, I have a few questions for you, if you don't mind. I see it looks like you had a busy evening yourself, but if it doesn't trouble you, I have some questions.
Theodore pauses in what he was about to say, and he turns toward Irene, and she nods toward you.
Yes. The races yesterday, are they typically of that nature with so many beasts that come at us while we're racing and beasts that turn into lions? Is that out of the ordinary, or is some of that the way that went, or is some of that strange?
Is the Emperor usually rolled off in a hamster ball?
It's a hamster.
Wait, what?
I don't know hamster ball.
Wait, what?
Irene doesn't answer. She turns and she looks to Canistra. Canistra's somewhat taken aback, steps forward. Well, I mean, the races are meant for the enjoyment of the masses, to take their minds off the trivialities of the war and taxes and all of those things.
Well, I mean, you had you asked us to protect the Emperor, and it seemed as though you had prepared for an attack. And an attack seemed to have happened yesterday. Was there a planned attack that we were not made aware of before?
Canistra turns back to Irene. Lieutenant, I was not aware of an attack, but there are many attempts on the Emperor's life.
Mm-hmm.
And you did as you were asked to do.
Yes.
You protected the Emperor. And as much as I admire the skills of the Catalan mercenaries, their loyalty has been, and it is not other than public knowledge, has been in question. And so it was valuable that you were there.
Yes, indeed.
There's no doubt about that.
Well, we have reason to believe that some of those men were working for Osman Ghazi.
I suspect that to be true.
This might be good for us, though. Considering we're going after Ghazi anyway, if we have the support of another country behind us.
Well, we already do, I think.
This is just evidence that it's more.
Yeah.
All of the importance of our quest is
We'll
much
take all
more
the countries
pronounced.
we can get.
Yeah.
I'm saying like get more soldiers, more elite.
Okay.
They're already waiting.
I think Theodore Metakites has already made an arrangement with you. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes,
No.
I just
With regards to Osman Ghazi,
You were correct.
No,
says
you're
Irene.
correct. Yeah, you're correct. I thought wanted to share the information and see if there was more information to be shared.
War has a curious way of extending beyond front lines.
Okay, right then. So I guess the next question is, I'm a little unclear about the rules of the race. Then, yesterday, if you want to question that, Jonas.
Yeah. Well,
First of all, are there
we
rules?
were we had a disagreement with the current champions as to the rules and thus the winner of the race, the winning team of the race. Because we had been led to believe that you had to cross the finish line on a chariot or a horse.
Who are you directing your conversation?
Like Irene, I guess.
Or Canestra, yeah.
Or whoever's whoever's the
arena master, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That makes more sense than that. Him. Goose Neo and the Rat Man seem to think that.
No,
anyone,
Skaggy.
That's it.
Well, sure. Yeah.
And that's how you say it too, right?
What?
That's how you say it too.
I say it exactly that way. No, I don't correct that at all.
You pronounce it exactly correct.
With the.
They're under the impression that anyone, as long as you cross the finish line, even if you fly across, which admittedly impressive, but I don't know who won. We don't know who won, or if there is a clear winner, because Mattias and I were both on a chariot and crossed, and Ratman didn't. So clarity on that would be nice.
Irene, almost a perplexed look on his face. Theodore knows this is a political discussion not to get involved with, and he appears to be trying to distance himself from it. Irene just quizzically watches. Canestra, he says, almost as though he was taken aback by it. He says, I thought it was relatively obvious. Why do you ask?
Because we need to know who the current champions of the Hippodrome are.
Well, Canestra and Theodore both look at him as if putting the onus upon him. And then they say, well, you certainly came in second and deserve your reward.
So
he motions toward the table, and you notice at this point that there's other stuff scattered across the table.
Mm-hmm. Did we discuss a reward as well for helping to protect the king? Or?
Yeah,
that
was part.
Yeah,
that was discussed.
Yeah,
Canestra
it was
says,
like
stepping out of his bounds.
Two months ago, but we discussed it.
It was only yesterday.
So Mattias and I lost the race. Is my understanding.
Question.
Canestra seems to not to want to answer.
The question is, do the rules state you must be on a chariot or not?
Yeah, that's it. That's we don't
That's really,
you know. Yeah,
so
that's,
do you have to be on a chariot
What?
when you cross the finish line, or for it to count as you cross it?
I do. Today maybe not.
Can we see these rules?
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Are you allowed to magically teleport from one side of the arena
wait,
to
it's
the
not.
other?
It's not like it's not a hard question. It's not a political question or anything. I'm just wondering what the rules are.
He flew halfway through the arena.
Was I? Well, yeah.
Canestra seems to turn to
He literally
Irene and
flew across
Theodore.
it, too.
He seems to be looking to them for guidance almost.
I'm gonna strategically have like Koa pad
non-self
up to Irene, since she's so well with animals. Just walk up and have her.
She leans in. Does he allow her? to
Yes.
touch her?
He's gonna act like a puppy, right?
Yeah, just like like a good dog, even though he's not.
Irene seems very.
A very good giant.
Yeah.
Extremely
She's really good with animals. I
toothy
noticed.
dog.
And she, not just because of the animal, just almost as though where is this going? He says, Canestra feels somewhat awkward and almost put on the spot. He says, in the chariot race, both members had to cross the finish line. That's what was stated. They did not have to cross the finish line in separate chariots, just as long as they crossed the finish line. I think you're Virexen, correct?
Yes.
Your own Virexen said, do they have to, you asked specifically, do they have to cross the finish line in a chariot? Didn't you ask that?
I did.
Yes, and while I said that had never come up before, I added, I guess if you ran across, right?
Yes.
Oh, so, is that not clear.
So,
He
oh
didn't run,
no,
he flew.
I mean,
I thought
he flew though.
I thought
There was no running.
The
And he
rules
also
had
did
stated-
run
You
around.
couldn't
He
run
ran
across.
through the center.
If
over
I
the-
had, I'm sorry,
or, like,
it,
flew
well,
over
it
the
doesn't
water.
matter now because the race happened the way it did. But I had thought if I had ran across, I wouldn't have been disqualified.
He skipped.
I would have ran
he skipped
across
half
and
the.
lapped
hippodrome.
everyone.
That's okay.
It's true.
That's okay. I misunderstood the rules.
That's also
Irene
true. He
leans
didn't
back.
finish the whole lap.
Yeah, he cut across
I
in the
mean-
middle.
So it's settled. He won.
Irene
Yeah.
leans back and says, "What are you proposing?"
I'm not proposing anything. I just want
Split
to...
the
Propose
winnings.
that we won.
Split the winnings,
Race
50-50.
again.
No,
Go civil
I have
way.
no problem with, I just misunderstood the rules is all. That's fine.
Kanistra looks to you and says, "If word got out that Goods Knock Neo and Norske Giden lost, when many, if not everyone, perceive them as winners, there might be a riot involving the Reds
Oh, everybody
and the
loves
Greens."
everybody loves a good upset.
Yes. A great underdog story.
The old champions return to claim their victory. It makes for a great story.
It really does. Especially when one of them is 50 years older than they were when they last raced.
I don't think he raced at all. Oh, well, that's a fair point.
I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he did.
He just never got off the wall.
Whatever. It's, it's fine.
Are you proposing anything else? Asks Irene.
We can do a rematch.
I mean-
so the public can decide officially.
Yeah.
Or maybe something simpler than setting up an entire race again just for us.
And you also just do like
Do you have a way of deciding ties?
A gladiator match.
yes, I would be on board with that.
Oh dear.
Like, how do you normally handle it?
No, I don't need to fight these men. It's fine. We lost
Whoever
the race.
kills the most tigers
The
wins.
official story is that we lost the race.
Let them answer. Relax.
We might have had a gentlemanly wager on it, but for our own personal stakes between them. But it's fine.
Jonas, you tell me. Are you proposing anything else?
Yes.
What would I be
Split
proposing?
the winnings 50-50. That's the most fair
We're
way.
proposing a new challenge to see officially who wins.
Or we can just like
Who's
give
the best?
Or we can give them the title and we
This
get
is all
half the
conversation
winnings.
is all going on at the table.
Well, yeah, we're all just talking.
I mean, if you wanted, if there was to be another competition somehow, to settle things, that would be fine. Yeah, maybe like a flip on
Horseshoes.
no
Darts. A foot race.
Good old fashioned slap fest.
No, I'm not proposing anything. I will lose gracefully if I
Very
am
well.
the loser.
So lame.
She motions to a scroll on the table. A servant approaches the table, picks it up, and brings it closer to the party, all the while looking about as if to hand it to. Then Irene says, "As agreed, this is a scroll of mass teleportation." She's clearly looking exhausted. It's to a room inside this palace. The room is a guarded office. Just in case it should fall into the wrong hands.
That is wise.
I hope you understand.
Absolutely.
It should transport 20 friends. The key element there is that they must be friends. So if you're in the company of someone else at the moment who is not a friend of yours, i.e. an opponent, and you decide to use this at that point, it should transport you and your friends here. Or to that room anyway. They must be genuine friends for this to work, otherwise it's a possibility that they might transport into some type of void or not transport at all. I don't know.
So friends, not allies.
Well, allies, I would, if they're friends.
Assuming it's up to the person using this.
Yes, I mean, friendship is a
To be
somewhat
determined later.
subjective term. She adds,
Say targets TBD.
ideally, a mage should cast it.
That we have.
Otherwise, it will have to be cast from a Ingeni Sialati Tabiyawi.
I'm sorry?
What?
Is that adventurous cat or?
Yeah, like what did you just say?
It wasn't even a word.
I'm sure it
That
was.
just sounds like a
but
bunch
not
of random
any language I
souls
know.
stringed together.
I'm sorry. If not, it will have to be cast from a Yengeni Sialati Tibiawai.
Yes.
Bring the mage.
Luckily, we have a mage.
And
Yes,
what is
I don't
that
know where
exactly?
we get that.
A Yengeni.
Yengeni blah blah blah.
Yes.
Do I
Is
know
that
what that
a
is?
common thing?
Yeah, like do I know what
roll
that is?
roll a.
Are you
Like a history check?
Sure. Sure.
Can I
Oh, my
roll it
history is not
too?
good.
Sure.
What am I rolling exactly?
A history check.
21.
I'm gonna do it because I haven't rolled my dice in a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is why you don't want to roll your dice.
You have no idea what it is.
I think
With
it's a
one-
Russian bathhouse.
Where would we find one of those?
You know what? That's close enough.
We got a 21.
She says, she looks at you and noting your somewhat perplexed expressions. She says, it means ritual casting station.
Didn't you just say that?
And what language is it?
It was arcane language, if you will.
Oh.
So it's just a term.
Oh,
No, it's
So it's
not a
not-
term. It's a translation.
It's literally gibberish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps gibberish, unless you're a mage. Looking to a folder, she motions to a nearby rolling small table. If you will, a table with like casters on it. On it sits a leather satchel.
Fixes him. Pretend like it didn't work.
Another satchel?
I don't care.
I'll walk up to it.
On it sits a leather satchel with 6 bottle tops protruding.
Uh-oh.
The satchel cover can clearly be pulled over the top.
Choose wisely.
You clearly would put the poison in my cup.
Half of them are age increasing, the other half are age
You called it for one of the
Five of
greatest
them.
wonders.
5 of them add 1 year.
but we have
Yeah.
we
One of them
don't-
decreases.
We don't know
It's actually like
Australia
Rogaine.
exists,
You
so
have
how
to
can
take
we
like
get the
certain ones at a
iocane?
That's
certain
probably
Okay, the leather satchel. 6
You wanna
bottle
take the
tops are protruding. The satchel cover can be pulled over to cover the containers.
Okay.
As she says, looking at them, there's a slight chance after subsequent consumptions that you might age.
What?
Wait, so
We're just gonna have like
Chance he
my
a
cure has a side
300-year-old
effect
party.
of what I'm trying to cure?
It's not a perfect science.
It's like the list of side effects.
Yeah, I know.
You know, may cause.
There's like 600 pages. I think I'll stay old.
Yeah.
It's like one of the side effects is aging. On top of it, it's
We're just gonna have like a 500
just trying to cure a headache.
Yeah.
May cause death.
Yeah.
You feel like you're reading
Pass right by her.
an online prescription bottle.
Considering we have to go this way, and the question is, do we have to
You go onto WebMD and search up the side effects of this specific drug.
Yes.
And then kind of have to wait. Well, we can on the way. We can start your show. We can do your shit. It's either we go straight to France or we go to Hungary and enjoy the France. Those are the options.
Whenever he drinks, he has to roll percentile, 99% chance he
Well, once we
ages.
get to France, we're going straight back.
Is Scotland on the way?
Scotland is 900 miles that way.
I mean, that's just a short detour, though. I'd love to visit the homeland again.
So the 10% is just out of a D100?
Yeah, we
Don't get, don't
Or
get
you
10?
could roll a 1d10. Whichever it
Don't
is.
get one?
It's like 2d10s, first one's 10 space, second one's 1 space.
Oh, yeah.
So going here and then
This is
around.
cool.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We have like a map. We're trying to chart our course.
Should I drink it
I
now?
think hungry.
I think that makes
Yes.
sense.
Theodore Medikites turns to the librarian, Theodorus
If something bad happens, that happens.
Herticanus.
On the road.
Theodorus turns to one of the guards at the door and nods. The guard opens the door and several servants enter with a stack of parchments, almost akin to like phone books of parchments. Theodorus Hyrcanus says,
Based on your request,
So close.
while we are still gathering information, we have thus far gathered the following information.
he begins outlining some of the details of what you had asked him and his acolytes to search. He starts to pass out to you from this table, this stack of scrolls, to each of you, stacks of information. On the top, there's almost like a Cliff Notes, an abbreviated version of the key points. But then below it, there's a stack of scrawled, most of it decipherable, information for those who are looking for particular points. And he hands them out to everyone.
Is there any risk of drinking more than one? Ooh, what is this?
It's the side effects.
You had asked for herbalism information, and
At
that,
the library. This is the stuff
based
from the
upon
library.
what you learned, that
library stuff.
modifies the other chart.
So this is version 2.5?
Whatever it says. I
This is
forget.
awesome.
Doesn't say anything.
1.0.3.
It has a
This is
date. It
more,
doesn't
this
say
is more
anything
in-depth
else.
research.
Really?
What you research?
Nice.
While you're plowing through your research, she
that's
looks
cool.
to you. Irene looks to you.
Yes.
When you're ready, while the others may, will you accompany me?
Indeed. Yes. I will. Are these records that I can take, or
Yes.
then I
They
will gather up my scrolls or whatever? And,
What about our winnings? Were we not champions too?
Yeah, you
Did we
were.
not win?
these are our winnings.
Winnings is
our
best-
winnings were
Was
forfeited.
gold?
No.
Oh, was it? Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Kanistra steps forward. I'm sorry. I believe your agreement with Irene was for that first race. Your second race was for your winnings. Assuming it's still second place, I believe you were entitled to. He sorts through. Another table rolls forward, and he says, "Yes, it was 8. You're entitled to 8 random potions,
Okay.
and another 4 random healing potions, I believe correctly."
Okay.
8 to 16.
Pick one. Pick one.
Oh, wow. This is the first potion Gunter actually
Going all
got.
the way down. All the way down. Something good.
All right. This is Marius. This is yours right here. You have an oil of slipperiness from Marius.
It's actually really good.
And then 1, 2. Who else do we have? We have.
Tom, you know what's hilarious?
Argan.
Oh, too
Why?
much.
No, Louvier
What?
gets.
Oh yeah.
Olivier may not be back for a while, so if you guys want to use that as party goods, that's fine.
Yeah, that's so
We can always interchange them too.
Yes, of course you can.
All right.
Okay,
It's
and
the same
then
thing as the
she
6
says,
bottles of this
by all
one.
means, I believe you're entitled to
seven.
another.
You
Swear to
will
God.
answer this. You will.
Now I have a 7th bottle.
What we got?
Only thing is, this isn't as strong as the one that she.
What do you got?
You are entitled to another 6 healing potions, I believe, as being in second place. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The Emperor.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
6, you said?
Yes, I did. Says Kanistra.
Yeah, good one.
Greater.
Oh, this is healing.
Yeah.
I think we're just gonna put them all together and sort it out.
I think we should
all
just
part
have
of
a
it.
potion pool and assign them to each one.
Is that right? Putting them all together?
That's fine.
Deciding who needs what?
Yeah.
'Cause some characters don't need the healing potions and certain ones do.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because people like you and Kip who can heal themselves don't necessarily need them as
I don't
much.
heal myself. I heal you guys.
I'm saying you have the ability to, though.
Right? That makes sense, right? We'll just divvy them up.
That's fine.
Everything.
Oh,
They bring you a
Yeah,
small chest.
everything.
with 500 gold.
So you can get it back. I'm just saying. We'll just.
No,
Did you?
I think we're throwing in.
Did you actually pull that?
Yeah, I
We're
like
just
it.
keeping them. That's
Well,
fine.
we can
Take
divvy
'em.
them up whenever we want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, 500 gold. Great.
We're all like
I
pulling
made a
bottles
note.
out of our coats and stuff.
Okay.
I will go with Irene.
Oh, how much per person?
Before, how many party members do we have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We have exactly 5.
Everybody marked down 71 gold.
Wow.
That's it.
My Rexton's over here.
Somebody
never
else
seen
can
this
get an
amount.
extra 3.
Oh, so someone's volunteering.
Before you guys leave, is there any way that we can get another one of those scrolls made for when we return? So that we can go and...
She's like, her life sucked out of her.
It's probably going to be weeks before we return, maybe months. This way...
Another scroll to return to you.
Again, yeah, once we go to Sagut...
Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
It's very reasonable. And then you would bring the head back with you as part.
Well, yes.
Let me see what I can do.
I mean, at that point, I don't know if we'll need to make a fast retreat, but
No, you're right.
You never know.
We set sail 5 minutes later. Forgot my bag.
Well, we won't need it until we return from France, so...
Very
which
well.
will be 6 years in the future.
Very well. Let me see what
It's
I can do.
10% cumulative, each one I drink. So 1, 2, and 3.
There's a grater in there, just so you know. Yeah.
I just gotta roll high on my d12.
We got 3 of them? There's
I'm
actually...
drinking a third one.
Oh, no, it's sharpness, liberiness, and something.
What's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going on.
I was asking for
So
another
another 7.
scroll for when I return.
Another 7.
Okay.
We're keeping that one.
I'm gonna go with Kip if he's going with Irene. Here we go.
Charms and...
Winding your way through the palace.
Oh, so you gotta give it to somebody else.
Did everybody go? Is everybody going? Or are you guys staying at the table?
Yeah, I'll
What's
go.
happening?
I'll go.
Everyone may, if you want to.
Yeah,
The whole crew's going.
So I was drinking a bunch of potions.
I wanted to ask
Where are we
about.
going?
She takes you.
No, matter. No.
How long is there like a time that it takes to take effect? Because I just kind of drank 3.
Instant.
I just like,
Oh my god.
Instant.
it's instant. So I wouldn't know my
I
exact...
didn't say so.
Yeah, I wouldn't know my exact age, but you guys can guess that I look somewhere around 32 now. It worked.
Wow.
It actually worked.
Well,
Sorry, Balder.
The only side effect is tomorrow you wake up 100.
I know you were really hoping it was gonna work, man.
I think it went the other way.
It's still kind of. Yeah.
I can see my reflection in the cart. I know it worked.
You're in what?
Yeah, what?
The metal rolling cart.
What metal rolling cart?
I don't think those exist yet.
Senile.
These are not
Yeah.
formed.
See
I
that.
Seeing
am
things
very
now.
All right, very funny.
But for some reason he looks the same, like he did before, and so normalcy is restored. Wonderful.
Yeah. Thanks.
The last
Thanks.
vestige of Guntrick's taint has been wiped from the earth.
Thanks, Mattias, for following right along with the joke once again.
Oh, I don't remember.
Messing up the punchline.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry, there was a
That's a good
punchline.
question. I don't remember.
Yeah. You missed that. The memo, I guess.
Do I still have
Yes, I did. If there was,
it? It's so long ago.
But your
I
original
think
character
I'm
sheet?
sure I can.
Yeah. He asked how old was I in the beginning. I was like, actually, I don't remember.
Did you go younger?
Okay, so we're following along.
Okay, so you.
That's the exact same. I'm exactly where I started.
That was very effective.
You wind your way.
32.
You wind your way through the palace. She takes you to an ornate room with a raised platform. On the platform is a large silver fabric chair with a subtle silverish glow to it. Hastily attached to the back of the chair is a metal device to hold one's head in place while seated.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And leather arm and leg straps. In front of the chair is a heavily carved silver podium with 2 colorful large scrolls on it. On the floor in front of the platform are 2 large cages. Inside one is your tiger. And inside the other is your giant black snake.
How many people do you think she fed to your tiger?
I don't care.
least
This is
3.
gonna hurt.
She looks to you and says,
Sit down.
I suspect you're not a mage, correct?
No.
Oh, that's a big snake.
For this to work, you must sit here and read text on these scrolls. She motions to the scrolls themselves. I will cast a spell upon you that will allow you to at least temporarily, rudimentarily understand them. Then you will read them aloud. As you do so from an adjacent room, I will be watching, listening, and speaking the words and the pronunciation into your head. You must repeat the words correctly.
This is so in darkness.
When
Oh
we
dear.
Good luck.
when we release the beasts, you might be frightened. For this to work, you must be stoic and confident. Hence the restraints. Also, you may grow exhausted during the process. The seat will hold you upright, though, and reduce the physical and mental demand that you will be clearly placed upon you. Are you ready?
I remember you saying something about potions, not strapped chairs.
It didn't quite work out the way I
Does this seem like she's on the level here?
Roll an insight check.
Wait, where are we in relation to him?
I guess
You're in the same room at this point.
Inside is.
Okay.
Why is she going the
Can
other
I-
side
That's
of
a
the wall?
6.
Can I help him out with a thing?
With what thing?
Can I cast a spell on him?
Of course you can.
Okay. Just before you go, I have a lot of faith in you. But here's a little help from Sarenrae, and I cast Enhance Ability, and I'm going to give you Owl's Wisdom, so you have advantage on any Wisdom check, which would include Animal Hand.
I was hoping that would be the one to use.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
you got it.
I'm going to go up to you. I have faith in you, but I have nothing I can do for you. So good luck.
But the thought makes him
But
feel
the
better.
thought is what counts.
The thought makes him feel better.
Okay.
Oh, hey!
What are you doing?
Don't.
The rules.
Don't. No.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I will. I'll say boring.
You just start taking everything out.
Please watch.
I just heard
Please
this
watch
all
over
just
Lycoa.
tumble everywhere.
This falls down.
And I would just tell Lycoa that I will be okay during this.
I'll just nod to him.
I can't wait to see this.
This is gonna suck. And I'm gonna sit down.
She nods to an assistant. You suspect the assistant is also a high-level mage. You don't need to roll to figure that out. And motions to the players to exit the room via a side door.
Aww.
Will we still be able to watch, or?
Is there a window?
This is. I have some popcorn right now.
I mean, if he dies, I want to
Do you have a viewing?
Watch.
Do you have a viewing room?
Yeah.
I want to be able to.
Is
get
it like
there
one way
quickly and
vast?
help
Like he can't see up, but we can see him.
Will there be a healer available in case these animals go mad?
Have you no faith in him?
Right, absolute faith.
He'll be
I
fine.
have faith in him. I believe in him.
You're right. He doesn't need it.
This is not an exact science.
Sure.
You got this, Kip.
Science at all.
She turns to you and says, "You want the beasts to speak and genuinely befriend you.
Yes.
If anyone else is in the room, there's a chance that the process may not work. A beast, it might bond with one of them, Or worse, it might attack them, or it could even attack you. There's a very good possibility of the latter. But I
No worries,
suspect
we'll go.
I rescind my request. I have
That's a risk you're willing to
faith
take.
in Kit.
You will be in an adjacent room.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
so
things
We hear screaming.
sound-
Yeah.
I'm gonna be strapped in. I have to read these scrolls.
Yes.
And then you're going to read the scrolls into my head
Yes.
from an adjacent room.
Well, yes. I mean, I'm going to assist you.
Assist, yeah. And then you're gonna release the animals.
How will the animals
Well,
at least
they
go out
have
to the
to
room?
befriend you.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Let's
So
just
I'll
do it,
summon-
Kip.
Yep.
Don't worry about.
I just want to make sure I understand the
Let's
steps. So,
just do it.
She
because I don't want to be like Klaatu, Viraja.
she allows
You'll
she
be
allows
okay.
you she allows you to look over the scrolls.
Okay, yeah.
I'll summon
Can't
my
read that.
raven from the other dimension.
This is that arcane language
Yes.
that you were talking about.
Is it clear to you what you need to say?
Other than Kip's scroll? No.
All the vowels are actually silent.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, no.
Okay. The assistant smiles weakly at you,
Oh,
and he helps you into the chair.
clearly.
Clearly it's- yeah, no.
Hold it up to him.
Well, good luck, Kip.
He positions you in the chair.
Yep, straps me
He
in.
straps your head in, and then your legs, and then your arms. Seated in it, you sense almost energy, if you will, and sorts starting to flow through you. It's warm, tingling, and just intense, if you will. He attaches
bathroom first.
He attaches a lanyard
It is like a mirror.
each of the cage doors.
On a piece of paper.
And then, draping them behind himself, the assistant slowly leaves the room, kind of meekly smiling at you, taking the lanyards with him. He leaves the room completely.
Was this the same guide? I forgot his name already.
No, he's not the same guy.
What was the guy's name? I wanted to friend him. What is it?
Anhu?
Anhu.
Where's Anhu?
I wanted to remember him. Sorry.
He's our best friend.
You are completely alone in the room, except for the two cages. The rest of you are in an adjacent room. There's a very small slit that you can look through, and you can see Kip through it if you wish to watch through it. A voice in your head says, "Are you ready?"
Yes, I'm starting to panic a little bit though.
I'm taking chunks of old meat out of my bag and feeding it to Lycoa.
The door on the cage slowly starts to open as you can feel the rope tight. You can see the rope tightening as you're strapped into the chair. The door first on the snake's cage lowers, and the snake slowly starts to coil out of it. The snake starts to move slowly toward you. In your head, you hear Irene say, "Let's begin."
Okay. Was I supposed to repeat that?
No, it's not that. No. Are you ready to read the scroll?
Are you ready to read? Let's do it.
The letters slowly start to coalesce in front of you.
Oh, now it's legible.
She says,
Okay.
"Repeat after me. Biawariwi."
B-O-R-A-W.
You have to say it at the same time as I do, or it's not going to work. Yamasabi, Yamasabi, Wisini, Bioni,
Sini, Bioni,
Kiawati,
Kiawati,
Gari, Menagerie. I'm sorry.
Guys.
And he gets eaten.
What's your AC again?
Menage, Gari, Ini, Ina.
Any menagerie.
Menagerie.
Yikaliwa.
Kaliru.
Bemashi.
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 Kenny.
Kenny. Sizakabi Wawi.
What the?
You make your way through
These are really wobby.
the scroll.
Siparachina feet.
You know what? Just let him go for it.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Sila lefuti sile iware temo kirawachi timarala chihu ye irisiwu diemi.
I have no idea what he's saying, but it sounds powerful.
Really nice.
I heard the word booty.
Irisiwu inidia saminu.
Look at the snake. I think it's working.
Tinishi sirawani Yate and Eki U Yamechilu Tanishi Sira.
You're doing it, Peter. You're doing it.
Yakanau Yichalilu. That was paragraph 1.
Only 4 more to go.
That's all you need for that.
The snake slowly moves up to you. It starts to coil in front of you. To an extent that a snake can, it appears to be looking inquisitively at you. In your head, Irene says, continue.
Irisiwu Yamiyatiti Inisisia Yamitu Irisiwu Mayatui Masemitita
Nakali.
Alabeti
Isu Iwekiti K
4 Wait, you mean I feel like it's the helm. Yes,
Oh yeah, wait, we gotta support him.
Generi Yisakali Yelbelzia Gini T Bibini Bemasi Tekiale Wed Yimi Bemeni Kati Liasitelelefi Yegabali Enetemi Honiki Guadenyahi Anadi Nigeri Bigodilihimi Chiehetu Yebekiali Kefi Wadali Dere Jawachi K1 Belai Leyani Danayu Yewitsi Melekia Dereha Enidi Techyamari Awiri Memitati Yechilalu.
Roll a DC intelligence. Roll
It's
an
already recorded
intelligence
for the whole
save.
world to see.
Intelligence save. So
Already.
when the demon
So they
gets
get the
summoned, intelligence save.
Yatue.
It's 7.
7.
Lilo Dallas, multipass.
Multipass.
Beetlejuice.
Slowly starts to turn. Roll a second roll.
Intelligence again?
Yes, please.
So, it's a 17.
13. The snake turns and then slowly coils at your feet.
Yes.
She says, roll a con save. She doesn't say that. Roll a con save.
Roll a con.
16.
16.
Let's call it Boba Boba.
Is it going for me?
Roll 1d4.
Boba Boba Boba.
It's a 4.
4.
That was not good.
That was not good.
Oh.
You accumulate 2 points of exhaustion.
Ooh.
6 of those and you
Really?
die.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
According to the rules. Yeah.
Since when is that a thing?
Since
exhaustion.
when was this book published?
Yeah, exhaustion. Yeah.
You said it was 2 points?
Never,
of
that's never
exhaustion?
I get
Yes, I
I get
did.
exhaustion whenever.
Yeah, because nobody forgets
Frenzy,
that
right?
far.
I get
Frenzy.
exhaustion whenever I go into a frenzied rage when I come out.
Yeah. But you
What's it called?
She says,
Oh no. No.
I'll have to write it down.
Oh, because it goes away after you rest, right?
Yeah.
how are you
One.
feeling?
every race.
One every long rest.
I am
I only
feeling
ever go one.
very tired.
We could continue if you desire,
Yes,
but it
let's.
might kill you if you get overly exhausted. Or we could finish tomorrow morning with your tiger.
Let's keep going.
Very well.
How much exhaustion?
So we're into the night.
It could be wrong.
No, you're not.
I'm not. Oh, okay.
You said 6 points of exhaustion, right?
Yes, so if you roll a 4 and you fail your save.
Let's go for it.
Oh,
You're dead.
Test, you're a dog.
Do it.
Failing your save, you take the full D4. So you would have to fail your save and roll another 4 to die.
Chances are low.
Yeah.
So the chance is there, but the likelihood.
5 days. We'll just do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just pick it up tomorrow.
That's up to you.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. Doing them all.
Don't be a wolf.
I don't like that there's no downside to just doing it tomorrow.
Either way, we'll pause there.
Oh.
Everybody have a good time?
Yes.
Besides, I gotta break up the summoning spell. Like somebody's on its way from hell, and I just need to let him rest over the weekend.
Pass me the
Yep.
Clipboard.
Everybody update the clipboard.
Oh,
Yes,
I
no,
mean, nothing's
It's-
changed.
Nothing's
Yeah,
changed.
I'm at full health.
Yeah.
I am now too.
Oh, I am now.
We're all
I
at
think
full
we're
health.
all
We had a
at
long
full
rest.
I now just
Okay.
have
Two
two points of
exhaustion.
exhaustion, which I don't know where that goes on here. But I'll
It'll
have to
take
find
you
it.
2 days.
You just have 2 exhaustion. It's just anywhere.
Okay, going around the table. Wyland, I'm sorry you're not
You
here
still
with us
have
right
likelihood.
now.
I mean, you don't after a long rest. You can only gain 1 exhaustion back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but yeah.
That's how it works.
Yep. Guess so.
Get one back.
Okay, going around the table real quick. Ryan, traits, ideal, bonds, flaws. Did you have a good time?
Yes.
Interesting stuff. What do you think of the new potions?
Those can be very powerful.
Can be. They can be. They're getting more powerful the more experience you get
That's right.
and the more knowledge you
So
gain.
your speed is
I
like-
I haven't
kinda
read.
seems-
I haven't read through most of them yet. I'll compare it with the
So
other
even
one.
tomorrow, you're still gonna. Have
But that is cool. It's like kind of fast forward
but you'd be able to go.
from the other upgrade.
For Osmond Gazi, these are
As far as what I did,
Oh, you're so sharp.
Mm.
You're gonna clean house with them.
not really much
No!
in the way of Balder.
I thought I liked the way you were playing it with Oda. I liked the way you were playing it in the tavern. I thought that was cool. Not that my opinion matters at all. I didn't see an adventure hook from you or an adventure log or hooks. 500 on experience
It's gonna be bad.
for tonight. Hope you had a good time.
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
traits, ideal, bonds, flaws. Did you have a good time?
Yes. So just a little moment with the dream, and then I had some interactions with Irene, and then obviously this last moment. That was it, I think.
All good stuff.
I couldn't give you any of these.
And
So maybe.
Ryan, and you are one of the highest level party members. You're still 6th level, correct, Mark?
Yes, I'm,
Yes.
I'm very close though.
Okay.
Depending on
7?
I'm very close. Yes.
Okay. So
Depending on tonight.
I'm almost 9.
you got 1,300 on experience, sir.
I'm only
Okay.
like 28,000 away from 9.
Mattias, did you have a good time?
I did.
Awesome. I'm glad you were able to join us.
years.
I hope you can join us
So am I.
in 2 weeks. I don't know what's
Pretty
going
much
on in
determined
school.
that won't
It's getting
happen.
close to the
Right,
end
right.
of
Pretty
school.
much
Hopefully you
determined we
can
won't get to
maybe
that.
join us in person over the summer.
It's
I
way
hope
too
so.
far.
Hopefully.
I actually no.
I didn't see an adventure log
What is
from
it?
yourself or hooks. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
Or
Yes.
thank you for the adventure log. I appreciate it. You guys, you and Mark as well. Thank everybody. They do matter. So I do appreciate it.
No.
Traits, ideal, bonds, flaws. Did you have a good time?
I don't know. These are still in flux as Gemmis grows throughout the adventure. I don't know. I made a point to try to welcome Vyrexum into the party.
Yes.
Bartered with Adeltine to get something we need. Put the mission before anything else.
That's interesting. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah, who knows? I did not. I drunk texted Simonita.
Yeah, that's very interesting to see how that plays out too.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of what I did in character.
If Vatias hadn't been drunk at the time, he
Oh
would
yeah,
have
oh
been
yeah.
very
I also chose to lose with grace and dignity. She did. So
Right.
that's
I think that was character.
that's
That was character.
that's my in character. Mumbo jumbo.
Thank you again for the adventure log, and Hook. You are one of the highest level characters in the party. I got you at 800 experience, sir.
Okay.
Brian Boren the Tank, still level 7, I believe.
Yep.
And did you have a good time?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Cool. Traits, ideal bond flaws, anything?
I'm just still being, gruff, boring, just rough around the edges in every way.
Trying to force the poor guy to come drink with us.
Yeah.
You will have a good time today.
Just a rough dude.
You will see this gold piece. So
Man's man, wild man about town.
1050 on experience, sir. Dylan, did you have a good time?
Yep.
Yeah, you are still 5th level, correct?
I mean,
Yes.
I didn't see an adventure log
I did
or
not,
books from
yeah.
you. That's cool. Did you have a good time? What was the highlight for you, if there was one?
that I haven't seen.
Mostly just praying and trying to get the Nords to
permanently changes.
give us the first phase title by challenging them to another game to sell it.
Interesting.
That I'm
That's
very,
pretty cool.
very
You
good
want,
at. Which
Like,
coincidentally,
in detail,
I'm very, very good at.
You were very good at.
I challenged them to a foot race in darts.
Oh, you're very
Yeah.
good at that
Very
type
cool.
of event.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, but persuasion you may not be as hot at just yet. Right? Okay, 1250 on experience. I hope you had a good time. I hope everybody had a good time. I did. I do appreciate it.
Good. Yeah.
Oh man, I saw those on Etsy. I got to get some of those.
What is that?
Make some.
Or you can print some
Oh,
for me.
it's like a status rings.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I had them. I just threw paint on it now, so they're easier to see.
Very cool. I hope you can get me some. Thank you for watching Seven Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. Again, we would like to thank Sirenscape for the use of their audio sound effects. That's www.syrnscape.com. Artist Yenu and Silky Noir for their, let me just pull down some of these pots here so there's slightly less noise, for their terrific character art. Patronize them. Please patronize them at the @ Yenu Draws on Instagram, the @ Yenu on Tumblr and Twitter, and patronize Silky Noir on DeviantArt. Please comment in the Twitch chat room on Instagram and on YouTube. While we do this for fun, please let us know how we can improve it how we can improve the stream. Also, please follow us on Twitch and Instagram, like, and subscribe on YouTube. For now, thank you for watching. Roll a 7-sided die, and have a good night. Thanks.
Huzzah.